Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If this is the second time you're hearing this introduction, then sorry for the false start. But we're here. We're about to have the national anthem, so we'll step aside as we honor our country with the playing of the national anthem here on Mainland Football TV. National anthem is complete. Thanks so much for joining us here on Mainland Football TV. Mainland against Absegami, a rivalry game in the Independence Division. And I'm here with OB Mike O'Brian. Talk to us about this matchup. This is a huge game already in week 2.
Right. We talked about it Dave and I talked about it last week. You know, you wait all off season, you get to camp, you finally get a game under your belt, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a huge divisional battle with the Absegami Braves tonight. Not only does the winner take the inside track of the division title, but they're in Group 4 too. So the winner of this gets a nice little boost for Group 4, and it's only Absegami. It's Absegami's season opener. It's mainly its second game, but Absegami hasn't opened their season yet. So this is game 1 for the Braves, and it'll come down. It'll be a very important game when it comes down to it.
And that could be a big key, right? Mainland has 60 minutes under their belt, whereas Absegami hasn't played at all. There's got to be something to be said for already having played and been able to correct some mistakes.
Absolutely. That might be one of the benefits to Mainland at this point. But we'll see. You know, it's not like Mainland has more than one game. So, you know, we'll see here. This is a very good Absegami team. They come in with a you know, people believe this team's going to do some things this year. So this will be an interesting night here in Galloway Township.
We are just about ready for kickoff. Man, sun is right in our eyes as the Mainland Mustangs kick it off. Brady Panis with the kickoff. This is going to bounce near the sideline on the far side. It is out of play. Be a penalty on this kickoff. Not an ideal start for the Mustangs, but, man, sunny day. Could be a little bit of an issue with heat. It's not cool. It's not terribly hot out there, but in pads, might be a little warm in the first hour or so of this game.
We'll see if Absegami accepts the penalty. I think they are. They will not force Mainland to re-kick it, so they'll take it at the 35-yard line to start their season off. They come in pretty highly touted as far as West Jersey Football League's concerned. Sophomore quarterback Ray Weed played as a freshman last year. Didn't play against Mainland, but came in and really put up some huge numbers for a freshman. And a lot of eyes on him tonight, I know, from us and from Mainland defense.
That is Weed, number 16, in the shotgun. He rolls to his right, looking downfield. The Mainland defense is right on top of him, and he's buried.
Nice job there by DeMorat and friends. It'll be a loss of 1 on play.
Sam Epstein in on the tackle. Mainland in the white jerseys with the white pants. And left to right here in the first quarter. Ray Weed in the shotgun. 4 receivers to his left, and now a 5th joins on that side. Weed is going to roll that way. Puts it up pretty deep. This is not going to be caught by anybody. It's well out of bounds. And so far the defense for Mainland has started off very well.
There's a flag on the play here.
This penalty is going to go. I didn't see the signal. It's going to go against the Braves.
I think it was holding. I could see at the end there. I think it was Braden Pullman that got some good penetration, and I saw kind of a tug on a jersey, and that's going to be holding every time. and we'll replay second down here.
Okay, so they are going to accept that penalty and push.
Looks like it.
The Braves a little further back. So a lot of the excitement about this Absegami team is based around the quarterback. Right?
Absolutely.
Ray Weed had a really strong second half of the season last year, and they're excited to see what he can do as a sophomore.
All right, we'll see. They're talking to Coach Smith. So it looks like an eligible man downfield. I saw the ref touch his head. So we're going to see if Mainland accept it. Mainland, they are going to accept it. They're going to count it off here.
I saw number 62 in on defense. I didn't see him in the first game, but that's Ocasio. He was in on that first tackle as well on that first down. So a couple of, I'll give you the full lineup for Mainland on defense as we move along. Right now, though, it's a 2nd and long for Absegami. Not the way they wanted to start their first offensive series. Handoff and grabbing the legs in the backfield was Drew DeMorat, and that allowed the rest of the Mainland defense a little bit of time to collapse on the ball carrier. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and very long. That's Isaac Ingram with the carry, listed as a tight end, but got the carry on that occasion. 3rd and long for the Braves. Man, that sun's right in my eyes. I didn't think I needed sunglasses, right? It's supposed to be a little bit cloudy here. In fact, I saw a little bit of rain back in western Jersey where I started from. Anyway, we got a 3rd down, and gosh, this is long, like 21 yards.
20, yeah.
Weed drops back to pass. A little bit of pressure, gets it away, but there's nobody there in the center of the field. And he did have a receiver. That was Jaden Stanley down the middle of the field. And the pass well overthrown. Great start for the Mustangs.
Real nice start there. Mainland got a little bit of pressure on those 2 passing plays. Mainland had some pressure on Weed, and I think on 2 of them threw the football a little bit quicker than he wanted to.
Going to force a punt from the Braves, and want to take a moment to thank the sponsors of Mainland Football TV right off the top. Golden Nugget has gone to such great lengths and strides in helping us out with the broadcast, and the same goes for Shore Orthopedic, Edmonds and Associates, and Cook Fencing. Appreciate the help from all the sponsors of Mainland Football TV. This snap is a little bit high. Punt is away. It is Mace back to field it. They're going to let it bounce. A little bit close, Elijah Williams, to that punt. Going to roll dead. Gosh, I can't even see the marker.
Looks about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, so going to be excellent field position for the Mustangs as they go on offense for the first time. Coming off a 35-0 victory over Overbrook. And that was 35-0 at the half, right?
Oh, yeah.
You got a running
clock. Yeah, that was a running clock. That was a running clock all second half for the Mustangs. And so, not coming off a lot of essential plays. They were kind of, going through the motions. A lot of backups were in that second half. So they're going to have to get back on track here.
The big story in that game was Jabril Mace, who scored 3 touchdowns in his freshman debut for the Mustangs. Mace in the backfield here, going to get the handoff from Graziato. Runs to the left side. He's got some yardage. He's got 9-10, forced out of bounds on the Absegami sidelines. He may have a first down.
Yeah, really, he got up. He got a first down on the play. It's funny, too, because this is the second game I've seen him play. And he just doesn't look like a freshman. I mean, he looks like a real special kid. Big, strong, fast. Just really excited that we'll have him for 3 more years after this year.
Brings a fun wrinkle to the offense, right? And an idea of it. Can't hear?
I can't. Yeah, it's too loud.
Graziato in the shotgun, hands off again to Mace. This is, he gets by 1 tackle, ended up being a 2nd and short, and so they just hand it off to Mace. He gets the first down and a new set of downs for the Mustangs. So you got Zach Graziato at quarterback wearing number 2, Jabril Mace in the backfield with him. Split out wide, you got Jake Cook and Jaquan Mace, along with, I think that's Mike Ordilli out there wearing number 24.
Yes. Yeah, we got that. We had a little bit of a mix-up last week on their numbers. Him and Jaquan Mace switched numbers, so.
Right, and Dan Misa out on the outside. Don't forget the offensive linemen. I'll get to them as well. Right now we got a 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Handoff. This is Jaquan Mace running right. Squeezes through a hole and manages about 4 yards.
And that's the jet sweep that they'll go to in this package out of this spread. They'll often use it, and Mace is one of the faster players on the team. He took a punt return back for a touchdown last week, and he gains three yards on the play.
That's right, with Jabril Mace's 3 touchdowns, along with
he had
along
4.
With
he had
Mace.
4.
The Mace brothers had 4.
Yeah, Jabril had 4, and his brother Jaquan had 1.
Mainland Mustangs have a second down. Graziato is in the shotgun snap, or Dilly in motion. Graziato is going to hand it off. This is Jabril Mace, and the Absegami defense had him stuffed at the line of scrimmage, but he managed to wriggle around for about 3 yards and make it an easier third down.
It's funny because that was all muscle. He got hit probably about a yard past the line of scrimmage and drug a kid with him for another 2 yards. And, again, this is a freshman that's has that kind of speed and power. I'm just really excited to be able to watch this kid.
3rd and 3 for the Mustangs. As this is their first offensive possession, we are in the first quarter. Thanks so much for tuning in on Mainland Football TV. In a critical game, would go a long way towards deciding the Independence hierarchy this year. 3rd down carry for Mace. He's got it as he squeezes over the first down line and got about 3 more besides that. First down Mustangs.
Yeah, another give to him. Just kind of feels his way across the line of scrimmage, ducks behind a couple of those big offensive linemen Mainland have, and settles down at the 32-yard line, and that's a 1st and 10 for Mainland. So it's been a steady diet of the Mace brothers. I think we've had Jabril with about 4 or 5 carries, and his brother Jaquan with 1. So you're getting a steady diet of the Mace family.
Keep it up. Cook wide out to the left, or Dilly in motion. Graziato looks out left to Cook, and the throw's a little bit low.
Yeah, that's gonna be a procedure on Mainland. Michael Ordilly started making his way to the line of scrimmage before the ball was snapped. And when you go in motion in football, you must stay lateral, parallel to the line of scrimmage. You can't go towards the line of scrimmage. And Mike turned up a bit, and they're going to call Mainland for legal procedure.
Good eye. I don't even see the flag. I still don't see it, but you knew it happened. And right, you can move backwards as you're in motion, but you can't go forwards.
So bring up 1st and 15 from the 37.
1st and 15 now with 7:29 left in the first quarter.
I want to mention the guys up front. You've got Sean Bradley, along with the center is Sam Epstein, Braden Pullman, and let me make sure I've got everybody. There's Epstein. He breaks the huddle first and heads towards the ball. I think Ben Arena's usually on that line, but I'll make sure that he's in the game before I didn't wait, did I? Graziato hands it off. This is Mace. He is struggling and fighting for extra yardage. He's going to get back nearly to the original line of scrimmage, and that's going to be a 2nd and maybe 11. So I'm doing the play-by-play tonight, but I'm also running the stream. I'm in charge of the technology, and the streaming software streaming software says we're good, whereas YouTube says we're a little slow. So if you're experiencing some buffering, apologies for that. That's a bandwidth issue here. We can only squeeze out as much data as the bandwidth allows. Now,
right.
We could turn down the resolution a little bit, and if it gets bad, I may resort to that. But at the moment, sorry if you're experiencing any buffering, but that's the cause of it. We have a 2nd and 11 for the Mustangs. 1 wide receiver well out to the left. Ordilly in motion. They've run this a lot. Ordilly's going to get the handoff here. Cuts up fields, got some room, knocked over, and will be short of the first down. Leave him about 2 or 3 yards shy of the marker. So Mainland doing a good job here from 1st and 15. Now they've got it into a manageable 3rd down. And a little long for a field goal. You got to imagine maybe they've got 2 downs to get this.
Yeah, I would imagine that Chuck is going to, at least early in the season, is going to be in 4-down mode when he gets down here. We don't have the luxury of having an all-state field goal kicker. But the kickers we do have are coming along, and, it's game 2. And if this were maybe later in the year, that might be an option. But for right now, I believe Chuck is going to be, coaching this as a 4-down territory.
This is Jaquan in motion. Jabril gets the handoff, and he's got enough for the first down, dragging tacklers forward to about the 21-yard line. First down, Mustangs.
Really impressive. Can I just say, really impressive opening drive here for the Mustangs. They're just steady diet of Jabril Mace. Up the gut. He's had most of the carries here. There's been one carry by Jaquan and another by Michael Ordilli, but Mainland's being very obvious with what they want to do with the football, and they want to give it to number 4, and they want to live with or die with them.
So far, so good. They've had, I think, just the one pass attempt out here to the
right, and that was a penalty on that play. So.
Right, I guess officially no pass attempts. You're the stat man, right?
Yeah, so, I'm trying to do that.
We're all
if you noticed, I'm not doing the play-by-play this week. Mike is, and I'm trying to, go a little color commentator this week.
Jaquan in motion. Graziato going to take it himself this time. He got through the first tackle. He's got some room up the middle. Graziato knocked down at the 6-yard line. Mustangs, first and goal.
Now that is exactly what will open up now that you've established your eye back, your eye back in this offense. When you establish Jabril Mace, now you can fake it to him, pull the ball out, and now your quarterback's going to be able to get some yards. And Graziato did on that play right there. And Mainland's in business, first and goal. Gain of 15 on the play. Looks like Mainland will call timeout here.
You can see we're right in front of the student section for the Absegami Braves, and for a second there we were getting some hands and some pom-poms. We may get some extended pom-poms here as well. But we're not.
Yeah, the student section is right in front of us, which I'm all for. I want the atmosphere. I want to hear the football game. I want to see it. And I'm all for it. The student section is the funnest place to sit.
Absolutely. What are we here for if not for the fun and the atmosphere, right?
Exactly.
Absegami not anything to get excited about. Their first drive went nowhere, and so far Mainland has been able to, no big chunk plays, but Mainland has been steadily picking up 3 yards, 6 yards, 8 yards per run.
So far for Mainland, Jabril Mace, 6 carries, 31 yards for a 5.2 yard average. So in this opening possession, Mainland has been giving a steady diet of Jabril Mace.
Ben Arena and Chris Campbell, the final 2 members of the offensive line. So
took you a while to get the offensive line out there.
Hey, we got them before they opened the hole for this touchdown. How about that? Graziato going to take a shotgun snap, hands it off to Mace. He's got a couple of yards, edging closer to the goal line. He's short. Second down.
Looks like he got down to about the 3-yard line there.
Time taken away in the first quarter. We are under 4 minutes remaining.
Still a summer-like weather here, mid-September.
It's awesome, actually.
The kids in front of us all have their shirts off. It's not freezing cold. It's a great night for football. It's a great night for anything, really.
Second and goal. We'll call it the 2-yard line. Graziato's got DeMorat to block for Mace. Mace goes right. Has he got? He's got it. Touchdown, Mainland. 6-0 Mustangs. Well, you called it. They just are going to give it to Mace and give it to Mace and keep giving it to Mace, and it worked. So the Mustangs draw first blood in this key Independence Division game. Brady Panis will come on. Brandon Batts is the holder, and Epstein, usually the long snapper, will verify that he's in there for this one. Snaps a little low. Good job by Batts, and right through. Solid kick from Panis makes it 7-0 Mustangs.
On that drive, Mike, Jabril Mace. Okay, eight carries, 37 yards, and a touchdown on that opening drive that makes a statement for Mainland early on the road here in Absegami to take a 7-0 lead.
So how many plays total were there? 11 plays or something?
Let's take a look-see. Yes, 11 plays, exactly.
So
11 plays.
They handed it to Mace, 8 of those plays. Now, do you have to worry at all? Freshman. You got to imagine he's not filled out to his final size. you want to make sure he doesn't take a pounding?
Yeah, I think he's not going to play any defense. I haven't seen him on the field, and I think that's maybe a way that they're going to make sure that they keep him fresh. But we just looked at a special player. Opening series, big game on the road. His first season here, he takes a bulk. He takes a bulk of the. Sorry about that. He takes a bulk of the work on that opening possession to take a 7-0 lead. I'm thinking maybe he's a bit of a special player.
Game 1, Mainland switched back and forth on the kickoffs. It looks like they've done the same here. 27 is
23.
The kickoff is
23.
Fallen on. Very impressive on defense first time around. We'll see what Ray Weed has in store for them on the second possession. I don't remember him completing a pass.
No, he had a couple. There was a couple of passes. The one pass they were called for a hold or alignment downfield, and then on the long third down, it was an incomplete pass. So, at least for that first possession, he hasn't gotten his feet under him, hasn't gotten to a groove yet.
3 wide receivers to the right. Man in motion. Weed going to roll to the right. He's got pressure, tries to turn up fields, got some yardage, gets away from another Mainland tackler. Now he's on the move, slides down a yard short of the first down, gain of 9. So, again, pressure from the Mustangs, but he got away.
Well, that's what you can't – if you're Mainland, that's what you can't account for. He rolled out to the right, made some good athletic moves. He's fast, he's strong, cut back. Got to get, like as you said, got a gain of 9 on the play.
This is my first time seeing Weed, and so I don't know how much of a scrambler and a runner he is.
He's a dual threat quarterback. Definitely, he can run, he can throw the football, and he's a defending district champion in wrestling. So the guy's a legit athlete.
Weed gets it away quickly, a little bit low, and man, the Mainland defenders are right there. DeMorat along with number 3 for the Mustangs, Dennis Moreno. And that was second and short, going to make it third and short, an opportunity for the Mustangs to possibly get off the field. Anytime you tell me a guy isn't anything in wrestling,
right?
And I know,
exactly.
I know he's for real. Right?
When I covered high school sports for 5-6 years, those guys, especially the midweight guys, they were incredible athletes.
So third and short. This is not Weed. It is. I'm sorry. It is Weed. He goes left. All right, and he's got the first down yardage, gets away from a tackle, and ends up picking up. We got 15 yards on the play. First down. First real good play for the Braves.
Yeah, he got tripped up. That was Brandon Batts tripped him up, and he got up to the 48-yard line.
Other players to watch for the Braves. Number 34, Isaac Ingram. He's gotten 1 carry so far. He also will line up on defense. And Jordan Marcucci, the wide receiver, wearing number 11 for the Braves. And that is him on the near sideline, it appears. So Weed, so far, operating exclusively out of the shotgun. He's got 1 back.
Oh, bad snap.
Oh, they're going to have to chase it down. Absegami falls on it. Great job falling on it, but, man, it cost him 17 yards. That is the defense's best friend right there. So after the first down now, Absegami shoots themselves in the foot, and gosh, not every mistake is going to be because it's their first game, but it's their first game.
Yeah.
Wide receiver coming to the near side is Samir Brown. Empty backfield, 5 wide receivers. Weed, this is an awkward snap again. Weed pulls it down. Oh, he makes a terrible decision to heave that thing up there. That could have landed anywhere.
Yeah, that was a very risky situation. But the fact that it landed on the field and no one took it is another. That's the way to save yourself. He got rid of the ball. There's no in the grasp in high school, so maybe on college or professional that gets called, but not here.
And we trying to do something with that play, but, man, that play was in trouble.
It was and they got a third and about 30.
Yeah, they got it may be time for the draw. Well, nobody in the backfield. Screen pass.
Could be quarterback draw.
Could be. Weed takes this snap. Drops back to pass. Again, looks forward. The pressure is on.
Nice
Down
sack.
it goes.
Nice job there.
Ben Arena with the sack.
Or Ben Arena with a really nice pressure inside, beat his man. And it just seems like the Absegami snap is just a little bit off. And in this offense, you have to have that crisp snap. And it threw off the lineman, and Mainland got in there, and Ben Arena got the sack.
That's very astute of you. No, that's exactly right. Just throws off the timing, right? The snaps are just a little bit to the right, the one over his head. Now it's a punting situation. It is, I imagine, Jaquan Mace back to field this punt. Yep, he's standing around the 46-yard line of the Mustangs. And, this is a bad snap as well. And Weed is the punter. He's going to get it off somehow. DeMorat almost got there. And the punt, hey, shoot, give Ray Weed some credit for getting it away and getting some yardage out of that. Not quite to midfield, but he gained his team about 25 or more yards in field position on what could have been a disaster.
It really could. And, that's one of the reasons you can have your quarterback back there. If something bad happens, he's usually your best athlete on the team. And if something like that happens, he's used to being back there with the pressure on him, and he was able to get it off just barely.
We are running out of time in the first quarter. There's going to be another play. There's 9 seconds to go. The Mustangs have not been scored upon yet this year. They lead this game 7-0. And maybe we'll get more than one play if it's a pass. But you know what? My money's on a handoff.
No, I'm sure number 4 is going to get the ball or something to that effect here.
So the Mustangs come out, line up with 3 receivers to the right, 1 left. Mace in the backfield gets the handoff. He's grabbed by the Absegami defense about a yard past the line of scrimmage. He manages to fall forward for 2 more, give him 3 on the play. And that is going to wrap up our first quarter here from Galloway. Is it Galloway or Galloway Township?
Galloway Township.
Okay.
Yes.
People get particular about the names of towns.
Yes.
Want to get it right. And the Braves finish up their first quarter of football this season, trailing the Mustangs by a score of 7-0. We're going to step aside and share some words from our sponsors. We'll be right back with the second quarter.
Shore Orthopedic University Associates. For 35 years, the region's leader in orthopedic care. From minimally invasive hip and knee replacement to sports medicine arthroscopic surgery to complex hand, foot, and ankle procedures, the surgeons of Shore Orthopedics will personally get you back to the top of your game. Shore Orthopedics. Offices in Summers Point, Galloway, and Cape May Courthouse. Visit shoreorthodox.com or call 609-927-1991. Shore Orthopedics, getting you back to what you love to do.
Second quarter, wow, the timing perfect. Here we go. Second quarter, Mustangs have switched sides of the field. The sun has gone away a little bit, so not so bright.
Yeah, a little bit behind that tree over there.
Jaquan Mace in motion towards us. Graziato back to pass. Looks like a screen. They lift it over for Mace. Nice catch by Mace and manages to turn it into about 5 yards.
Yeah, really nice job there by Mace. We've seen the power. We've seen him drag some people. In that time, we saw him scoot down the line of scrimmage, kind of catch up to that pass that was kind of looped towards him. Grabbed it with one hand, put it in, and gained about 4 or 5 yards on the play.
Going to bring up a 3rd and short. About 3 yards to go. Just underway, second quarter. Mike Wolverton along with Mike O'Brian bringing you Mainland Football TV. Thanks to Golden Nugget, Shore Orthopedic, Cook Fencing, and Edmonds & Associates. Thanks so much for the help from our sponsors. Excited to bring it to you. So far, so good for the Mustangs. This is a 3rd and short. Misa comes out to the right. Got a big package in here with a couple of extra heavy bodies. Handoff is to Mace, left side, got room, gets past the defender on that side, and we'll run out of bounds with a first down.
Man, I can't express to our viewers enough how impressive this kid is running the football. Again, just a freshman with the speed, the ability to get outside. Now, I saw him do it last week, Mike, and I kind of held back the enthusiasm because Overbrook's struggling this year. They played a lot of young kids. But this week, Absegami's got some big dudes in there, and they're legit athletes, and they're going to have a legit season here. And what he's done so far this half has been really impressive.
Mustangs have a first down at the 32-yard line, on top by a touchdown. Man in motion is DeMorad. Handoff again to Mace. They keep feeding him. And this time he's thrown backwards, doesn't go down, hit 2-3 more times, man. He was plastered in the end by number 22, Warren Hood, getting the final tackle, but he was hit numerous times by the Absegami defense.
Yeah, that's he's going to learn there. You know, the younger you are, you just want to be an athlete. You want to do athletic things. You want to try and get all the yards you can on every play, but he's going to learn at some point when he realizes nothing's there, just get down, you know, because right there he tried to spin, and there's a flag in the play, so looks like holding on Mainland.
Yeah, they're going to bring the Mustangs back. And that's right on the borderline, right, whether you'd rather have a second and 13 or a second and 12 versus a first and 20. But with the Mainland attack being mostly on the ground, Absegami is going to take their chances at the first and 20. You know what? It's actually from the spot of the foul, so it looks like they've backed him up more. It's more like a first and 22. Graziato has the snap. He rolls to his left. Looking deep. Heaves it up there. Mace is in the vicinity.
And we have another flag in the play. Looks like Mainland's got an offensive lineman downfield. He was looked like the ball was spotted at the 44-yard line, and it looked like one of Mainland's guys was probably 6 yards downfield. You just got to stay home.
Pass looking for Jaquan Mace, well defended by the Braves. And we'll see what they're going to do. Are they going to back Mainland up again? Looks like they are. So it's going to be a first and a significant number now. Going in the wrong direction. Make it a first and 27. Yeah, the referees got it wrong. Absegami wanted to decline that penalty, and that's the right call there, right? Make it second and 22. 5-yard penalty. Well, I mean, shoot, they'd love to get 22 here, but if they could get 10 or yards or so against potentially a softer defense with Absegami defended against the big chunk they need. We'll see. 2 receivers to the left. Nobody in the backfield. 3 right. Now Mace is going to join the backfield. He gets the handoff. This is Mace heading to the left. Cuts inside. Absegami's waiting for him there. Gain of 2. Going to bring up third and a long way for the Mustangs. What do you got in your playbook here?
Well, what Chuck likes to do a lot of the times in these long situations is just run a trap. I don't know if it's he has a trap in the spread situation, but a lot of the times he likes to split his receivers out, spread everyone out, and just give it up the gut to a fullback, or in this case, a single setback. And that's what he really likes to do on third and long. It's his favorite play.
Man, another flag. And
procedure penalty.
Pre-snap flag is likely to be against the Mustangs.
Yeah, I think they took off early. Delay of game, mainly they didn't get the play off in time.
Well, if they are going to commit all their penalties on this one drive, then you'd take it, right? Just lump them all into one drive. But it has been an ugly drive from the infractions standpoint. Mustangs looking at a third and, I don't know, I'll let you know if they get it. 25, third and 25. With all the penalties, there's hardly any time has run off in the second quarter. Still got 9:04 remaining in the second.
Yeah, Mainland definitely a lot of sloppiness on the second possession. That first possession was pretty clean, and not exactly the same thing going here on the second possession.
Or Dilly and Jaquan may split out wide to the right. We'll see if that trap comes. No, Graziato's going to throw it or at least drop back to throw it. Now he's going to run. He's got yardage, got some room, way short of the first down, but he picked up 9 or 10 in order to give probably a punt here, right? 36-yard line?
We'll see.
I mean, if it was
it's definitely decision time.
If it was 4th and 6 or 7 or 8, but now it's 4th and 14. So we'll see what Coach Smith elects to do.
He picked up 10 on that play.
And the offense is staying out there. So 4th and about 14.
Yeah.
They're figuring, if a punt goes into the end zone, it only nets us 18 yards. So they give it a go here on 4th and 14. Scoreboard has 4th and 16, and that may be a little closer to the real distance here.
Yeah, I have 4th and 16.
Graziano going to heave it up. Defenders there, so is Cook. They jump for it. Who's got it? Right into the referee signal. It is an interception and a touchback. Interception by the Braves, first turnover, but hey, that's better than a drop ball, right? You can't tell the defender not to grab it, but best off for Absegami if that falls to the ground. They lost 18 yards in that transaction, and they'll have a first down from their own 20. So the Braves, second chance on offense. No, third chance on offense.
Yes.
And I'd ask the stat man how many yards they've generated, but I'd rather guess. Not very many, maybe about 9.
They have negative 5 yards of total offense.
I wanted to be nice. Yeah.
Mainland has 88, and Absegami negative 5 so far.
Okay. Mainland getting most of their yardage on that first drive. The second drive going backwards quite a bit. And if they can keep the mistakes minimized, they've proven they can move the ball on the Braves. Now Weed with an opportunity. He's got a runner in the backfield who moved early. Looked like a pre-snap movement. I don't see a flag. Either way, it is an incomplete pass from Weed, intended for number 4, Ryan Wilkins. Weed comes halfway over to get the offensive signals, and now trots back into the huddle to relay them to the rest of the Braves. We break the huddle with 8:36 to go, second quarter. 7-0 Mainland. Empty backfield, 3 split to the left. Man in motion joins them and going to get a handoff. Running wide to the left, and DeMorat makes the initial stop. Beretta in the vicinity as well. Drew DeMorat bringing down the ball carrier, Quinn McLaughlin. Going to be a third down.
Yeah, great job there by Drew DeMorat getting down the line of scrimmage. He's our best tackler. He's our quarterback of the defense, and did a really nice job there.
Yep, you'll see number 43 in the vicinity of a lot of tackles. So 3rd and 10 for the Braves. Check that. They gained a yard. We'll call it 3rd and 9. Anyway, Weed back to pass. Pressure. Heaves it up. Batts is there. Brandon Batts makes the play on.
Brandon Batts with a heck of a job there.
Looking for Marcucci. Marcucci had a step perhaps, but Weed underthrew him a bit, and Batts got his hand in there. Good defensive play, and the Braves going to be stuck on -5 yards. Well, I guess they gained a yard, we determined. So.
Yeah, Brandon Batts did a good job there. You could tell we tried to put a little bit of touch on it just to get it over that safety, which was Brandon Batts. And Batts did a good job of keeping his eye on the football and going up and breaking it.
Ray Weed back to punt. Had an adventure on one of his previous punts. Fielded a very high snap and did a great job to get it off. Mainland, bunch of guys on the line. Oh, it's a fake. Weed running to the left. He needs 7 yards. Mainland is there. Weed, if he got it on his own effort because Mainland had it sniffed out. I don't think he got there.
It looks like, from this vantage point, looks like he got it.
It is close. Wow.
If it's behind the 30,
man, they're putting it right on. Oh yeah, they were. They're going to. I'm sure they're going to measure. But I think he had to have the 30-yard line, and he does not have the 30-yard line here. Right, because they started at the 20 with the touchback.
Yeah. You got it. I mean, that's
really close. They didn't even measure.
Chuck's asking for a measurement, and he didn't get it.
Well, they don't need it with the 30. It's broken the nose, really close, but the fourth down gamble pays off and barely for the Braves, but new set of downs. Weed, see what they can do with it. Weed runs, cuts back to the left, pursued by a couple of Mainland Mustangs, including Ian Russo, and finally getting the tackle is Amir Vick.
I like the call by the Braves there. They haven't gotten anything going yet. They've gotten earlier on a possession. They had a couple of penalties. Haven't really gotten into a rhythm yet offensively. You're down 7-0. It's not like you're down 21-0. You go for it there. You give it to your best athlete, and he gains 7 yards and gets them a first down.
Second and 7 now for the Braves. Weed takes the shotgun snap, looks, and
he's hit. He was hit hard, and he's getting up
incomplete.
slowly. Braden Pullman came across his chest as he let go of that football. And, Mike, I talked to Braden before the game, and he seemed so excited that really the key to the game was going to be whether him and the defensive lineman could get to Weed and disrupt him. And right there, that's exactly what they did.
Oh, man, they've been doing it all game so far, right? There have been almost every occasion that Weed has gone back to pass. There's been somebody putting pressure on before too long. This is a 3rd and 7 for the Braves. 2 wide receivers to each side. Weed has a little bit of time. Over the middle, he's got a man knocked away by Murphy. Mackenzie Murphy in on the tackle, knocked it away from Jordan Marcucci, 4th down.
Real good job there by Mackenzie Murphy to come across. The receiver came across him into his zone, and he threw that right hand and knocked the ball away as it got to number 11. And it's an incomplete pass, and it'll bring up 4th down for Absegami.
4th and 7, familiar. Last time it was Weed on the fake. There's no way they go twice in a row, right? It's unheard of.
We'll see.
Hey, if it was a good gamble a second ago, why not now?
Yeah.
Throw it this time, though. Weed takes the snap. He's going to kick it. Gets away a pretty good boot fielded by Jaquan Mace. He fumbles the ball, and Elijah Williams is right there to fall on it for the Mustangs.
Real
Good
nice
play.
job there by Williams.
Hey, Mace doesn't call for the fair catch. He takes the
Yeah.
risk, gets hit, loses the ball. That's the risky run when you don't call for the fair catch. And, man, Williams saves.
Really nice job there by Williams on the play. Headsy, see where the ball is, jump on there before any Absegami player could get there, and saves a big mistake that would have been a big mistake for Mainland.
As it is now, though, the Mainland defense has been stifling so far of the Absegami offense. The one good drive, the one bad drive that followed it. Let's see what the Mustangs do on their 3rd opportunity as Epstein leads the team out of the huddle and over to the ball there at the 34-yard line with a 1st and 10.
It's little plays that Williams had right there. Little plays like that during the course of a football game can win you a game.
Right, gosh, I mean, they haven't done anything on offense, but you give them the ball at the 34-yard line. And anyway, this is a carry. Jaquan Mace bursting through the hole and found himself 5 yards before he's hit and knocked back by the Absegami defense. Chewing up yardage.
Yeah, another gain of 6 on the play for Jabril.
So when he needs a breather, who's the most likely guy to get the next set of carries?
Good question. I think I remember seeing Murphy in the game last week. They'll take Jaquan maybe and put him back there. But that is a really good question. Last year they had Michael Ordilly back in the eye, and now he's more of a slot back. So that's a good question.
2nd and 4. Bunches to the right. Again, it's Mace, though, and he's found room up the middle. Cuts to the right and grabbed around the waist and knocked down by Ryan Wilkins, but not before he picks up about, 17 yards. You must have the eye. You're the stat man, so you must sort of intuit. You must just, after all this time, just kind of feel how many yards that was. About 17?
Hold on.
Give him more
We'll see
than
in a sec. That was a gain of 13 on the play, 1st down.
13. Wow, I'm way off.
Well, I mean, he starts 3-4 yards in the backfield. So there's your.
Oh yeah, there we go. It's like an iceberg, right? Most of it's underground, under the water.
Yeah.
Anyway, 5:25 to go. 2nd quarter, 7-0 Mustangs. Graziato waits the shotgun snap. The man in motion is DeMorat. Again, the handoff to Mace and stopped for a short gain by Absegami. Tackle made by Jaden Hall.
Yeah, it gained a yard on the play, and I don't know if viewers have noticed it at home, but Mainland's gone to a different kind of grouping offensively. They bring Demorad in the game, and now he'll go out of the game. They take a slot back out of the game, and they bring in Drew Demorad in to be that H-back. And on those last 2 or 3 plays, he's led the whole as the lead blocker, kind of almost like that old-school fullback touch. So Mainland has a group of plays with that package, and now they're going to go back to more of the textbook spread personnel.
Dennis Moreno into the game, replacing Demorad. Mace to the left of Graziato. Fake. And they're looking for, I don't know.
Really good job there. Really good job there by the as you know, that's a good hit right there. It's a good high school player, but Graziato dropped back. There really wasn't anything there, and he had a guy right in his face. And I think he was throwing the ball away, but there was a guy right in his face, and the ball just dropped to the ground, and it'll bring up 3rd down for Mainland.
It was Quinn McLaughlin was the man that was putting the pressure on for the Braves. They have Mainland in a 3rd and 9, and you're right. I don't know whether that he was intending it for Jaquan or Jabril or for the ground.
It was a good ending to the play for Mainland. I know.
Right. So 3rd and 9, going to send 3 out to the left. Misa is the sole receiver to the right with Mace in the backfield. Graziato looks left, got a little bit of time. Now running around, going to float it up. And
good job there. A really nice job there by Graziato. He took his first and second read, kind of got flushed out to his left, said, all right, let's live to fight another day. Threw the ball out of bounds. He had a receiver over there, and Mainland will bring on the punting unit. I like the decision by the senior quarterback. It's a decision that maybe last year he doesn't make. Maybe he tries to force it down the field. But I know right now he got a pat on the helmet from his head coach because he did the right thing. Check your reads 2-3 times, throw the ball out of bounds, and live to fight another day.
All right, OB, now's the time you earn your money. You got to help me on the punter. 23 is not on the roster. It is caught, however, by the Braves, and running right, gaining a few yards, is Jordan Marcucci. Number 23, who's the punter?
All right, hold on. Well, hold on.
Oh, man. So here you see the weaknesses of the broadcast. Roster goes right from 22 to 24.
All right,
so
I'm
sure he's on here somewhere. Anyway, decent punt, pretty good return by Marcucci, and it sets up Absegami with a first down from the 35-yard line. Thanks to Golden Nugget for sponsoring Mainland Football TV. Whenever you got that itch to roll the dice or play some cards, head on over to Golden Nugget at the Marina. Great entertainment and restaurants as well. Always a good time at the Golden Nugget, and thanks so much for sponsoring Mainland Football TV. Sun's starting to go down, getting a little bit darker. They get the ball away quickly, and it's a completed pass. Amir Vick is on the tackle. Quinn McLaughlin makes the reception. And is that the first completed pass?
I think so, yes.
The first completed pass of the game by either team.
No, Mainland had a screenplay that went for
first completed pass for Weed. Picked up about 5 yards, maybe even 6. Sets up Absegami with a second and manageable. 3:39 to go, second quarter. 7-0 Mainland. Weed looks right this time, gets it away quickly, got a man. And Marcucci gets by one tackler. Batts has got to beat, and Batts keeps him to the sideline, knocks him out of bounds. Big play for the Braves. Marcucci to the 32. So on those last two plays, they got it out quick, right?
That's the hit that I talked to some of the Mainland assistants defensively, and they believed that that Absegami was going to do that from the beginning, that they were going to go with the hitch passes, the quick hitters from the beginning. It took them a while, but they're there, and they're in business, first down and 10.
Weed gets it out quickly again, and it's low. Skips it to Jordan Marcucci, and it disrupts the rhythm a little bit, right? They had something going there.
Right. Mainland was bringing the middle linebacker. So far this game, Mainland's left 6 in the box, basically playing man-to-man on the receivers. They're basically saying, we dare you to complete a pass before we get to you. And the Absegami football coaches have made that adjustment now. Hey, let's go to the quick hit game. Let's go to the slants. Let's go to the hitch passes. And now we'll see the chess game continue to go now.
Student section getting excited now. 1st and 10 for the Braves, 36-yard line. I think I had him at the 32. Pump fake. This ball is up in the air for grabs. Was it caught? It's up to the referee now. It is, what's the call?
Yeah, there's no call. The ref was right there.
I think he's calling an interception for the Mustangs. Picked off
by number 3, I believe.
That's Moreno. Dennis Moreno with the interception. That was tipped up in the air. Scuderi, the coach for Absegami, wants an explanation on the near sideline, but it was tipped up. Nick Rayner was in the area, and I thought, two guys had a chance to catch that, and when Rayner got a second hand on it, I feared that nobody was going to catch it, but according to the referee, it was grabbed by Moreno before it hit the ground. Big turnover. Great play by the Mustangs.
Yeah, 2:59 remaining. Absegami was getting a little bit of life with that quick passing game that we touched on, and Mainland comes up with the big turnover with 2:59 remaining here in the first half.
Before I give all the credit to Moreno and Rayner, it was the pressure, right? It was the pressure on Vic that forced the throw. Another great job by the Mainland defensive line. Here we go on offense. Graziano hands it off to Vic. Boy, maybe Absegami is starting to sell out against that Vic run because they were in the backfield that time. Tackle made by the Braves, number 54. That's Brian Seawright. Absegami scored on a Jabril Mace touchdown run in the first quarter, and so far that's the only tally of the game.
What's really impressive is I think that's the first play that Jabril Mace has been taken down for a loss. Again, the adjustments being made in-game by the staff, to try to stop what the other team's been doing well.
2nd and 12. Handoff is to Mace again, running left. He's got yardage. He stayed in bounds along the far sideline, and I think he might have gotten a first down before Absegami tripped
Really
him
nice
up.
run again. It's almost like, you took me down for a couple of yards, lost there. I'm not going to have any of that. So Mace got down the left side, got some good blocking by his Mainland teammates, turned the corner, stayed in bounds, and got the ball out to the 47-yard line for a first down.
Yeah, -2 and then plus 14 averages out to 6 per carry, and 6 per carry will work.
Yeah.
And it's a first down, most importantly. So 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Graziano has Mace to his left. He's going to hand it off to the workhorse. Jabril Mace is knocked down after a gain of 2.
Yeah, he gets up to the 49-yard line.
Getting up from the bottom of the pile for Absegami, Jaden Hall along with Devin Andermanis. Both those guys in on the tackle. And the Absegami defense, after seeing Mainland pretty much run it down their throat on that first drive, has slowed the Mustangs in a few possessions since. Down to 1:06 to go.
Just reading some texts from my friends, making some jokes. Really good jokes. Really good jokes.
I'll read them later. This ball is short-hopped. Intended receiver is Cook. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So a little bit of an explanation. If you watched last week's game, you heard Dave Klemick up in here. And a shout-out to Dave Klemick. He's not with us tonight.
No, he's not. He's he's got some wedding duties to tend to tonight, maybe.
That is correct. But he's the heart and soul of Mainland Football TV. And I can't believe we're alive and beaten without him. But we are.
Yes, we're able to do it.
But
we
a shout out
able
to him. He's our social media guy.
Yes.
Right? I'm running the stream. I'm doing the play-by-play. I can't be looking at the.
Well, we can do it.
If you can work that in, OB, then great. But
we can do a little bit. At halftime. We can touch on some people.
Well, if anybody's writing in, hey, shut up, play-by-play guy, you're bugging me. I'm not seeing it.
Not at all.
Not
at all.
All right. This is Graziano going to keep it. He's got yardage, and he keeps running. He's got 15 or 20 yards, rolls forward around the 32-yard line. Graziano, and Mustangs are going to get a timeout with 50 seconds left. And what looked like maybe not a scoring opportunity, all of a sudden, they're in range where they can put some points up on the board here in late second quarter.
Yeah, that's out of the last 3 plays for Mainland. It's a gain of 20 from Mace, an incomplete pass, and then a gain of 20 for Graziano. So now Mainland's in business at the 31-yard line, And as we said, with 50 seconds left here, they'd love to get some points as the second half comes down the wire here.
Yeah, big difference between 7-0 and a number more than that. So I don't see timeouts remaining on the scoreboard. I want to say that's the first called by the Mustangs, but gosh, I could be wrong.
I think they called one earlier.
Okay.
I think they did call one earlier. I think that's their second. They'll have one left after this.
So if you're at home wondering how many timeouts they have, we really don't know.
We're just taking a stab in the dark.
At most 2. Let me put it that way. Mainland returns to the field. Absegami still in the coach's huddle near those hash marks on the near sideline, getting their final instructions as they're going to try to stop the Mustangs with 50 seconds to go. Second quarter, 1st and 10 at the 31. Graziato in the shotgun with Mace to his right. Waiting for the referees. Go ahead. They've got it. Man in motion is Jaquan Mace. Pass for Cook. He's got it, and Cook tackled. Brought down around the 15-yard line, and that is the first completion for Cook, reception for Cook, and it's good for 14 yards.
Yeah, really just quick slant play to get up over on the ball, maybe even stop the clock here.
Clock is stopped with the first down. Now the referee's going to run it. 40 seconds to go. Mainland has it at the 17-yard line. Graziato takes the snap. He's looking left. Throws it up into the end zone. Cook, not quite that tall. He's not going to be able to reach that one. Does stop the clock. 27 seconds remaining.
He had him over there on the left side, just kind of sailed the ball a little bit. But if we're taking a look at mistakes here as the half winds down, that's not a bad one because the clock stops. You get the huddle up. You get the call play with 27 seconds left in the first half.
Second down and 10 for Mainland, leading by a touchdown. As you said, chance to huddle up and get everybody on the same page with what they want to do here.
Yeah, you might even talk about in this, depending on what you call here, I think they have a timeout left, but you might even want to talk to them about maybe even calling 2 plays.
Graziato rolls to his right, looking deep into the end zone for Ordilli, off the fingertips and incomplete. That's one of those that may have been affected by the defensive back who had his hands up there as well. I don't know if might have tipped it or not off of Ordilli's fingertips.
I like the play calls here. They're quick. They're moving the pocket out, so Graziato can even determine whether he can get out and run a little bit and then get to the sideline. And he's making the quick reads. He's throwing the ball, and it'll bring up third down. Not that the downs at this point matter much with 20 seconds left to go in the half.
All right, answer another question for me. What's the range of Brady Panis?
That's a great question.
Man, that's a second great question.
I'm not even going to speculate.
See if the Mainland Mustangs can pick up a touchdown and not worry about the range of the field goal kicker. Graziato going to throw it quickly out to Misa. He's got the reception, tries to get past his man.
Now you got to use your last timeout if you have one. He does with 11.9 seconds left.
Well, he's right near the first down marker. And now you got to know important things like how many timeouts you got left.
Yeah, well, now even with a young, inexperienced field goal kicker, now you can think about doing that because you're inside the 10-yard line. I think you're at the 8.
Yeah, they're short, though, the first down. It's 4th and 1. So they're going to be short, and that makes the decision a little easier. You know, if you pick up the first down, there's still no guarantee of a touchdown. You might as well kick it here.
Right.
And give Brady Panis a chance to make it 10-0.
We'll see. If he's committed to the kicking game at this point in the season, they'll kick it. If he's not, if he goes for it here and tries to score a touchdown, we're going to see his mindset towards the field goal game at this point in the season. Now, mind you, it's not like he's saying we don't have a kicker yet. He's just saying right now in game 2, big, tight game, divisional opponent, we're not quite there yet. But they could go there.
And 8 yards away, right? Not, a real chance to score a touchdown here. And I think that is what Coach Smith looks like he's going to do. Maybe he's got a timeout as well. We shall see. But it's 4th and 1 from the 8-yard line. Big play here early in the season and late in the second quarter with the Mustangs facing a 4th and 1. Mace is the man to the left of Graziato. Graziato rolls to his left. He's looking towards the end zone. Into the corner. The pass is away. It is incomplete. Intended for Cook. And, there's a flag.
Got a flag.
Huh. keep an eye on the lead official. He's the man in the white cap. And it's against
that's
the
a second.
Mustangs.
That's a second time for Mainland that they've had a guy downfield, and that's just not something you can continue to have happen on those plays. It's not even like they're one of those plays where the quarterback's scrambling for a long time, and maybe the offensive lineman, a tackle or guard, slips down the field. These are pretty quick plays that are rollouts, and your offensive lineman should not be downfield, and that's the second time. So I'm sure that's going to be a little bit of a theme at halftime with the coaches at halftime, because that's something that can't continue to happen.
So Absegami ends up holding the Mustangs off the scoreboard in that second quarter, and with 5 seconds to go in half, pardon me.
Well, you had a little blowout there, didn't you?
Absegami's going to sit on it here with 92 yards between them and pay dirt. And I didn't even see it happen, but trust me, it did. Weed will take he's got -1 rushing for that? Statman, is he got a -1 for that?
Not when you put it in the as a kneel.
Gotcha. Okay.
You don't take it out.
All right, because hate for that to happen. Pretty good half.
Yeah,
right?
we can take a look at some of the stats.
Well, let's go to commercial break.
Yeah, sure.
We'll set up for.
Let's do that.
We're not. We'll be back with our halftime activities, such as they are. We'll give OB a chance to accumulate some stats. We'll watch the band here and there, and we'll get you set up for the second half. But right now, Mainland leads it at halftime over Absegami by a score of 7-0. You're watching Mainland Football TV.
Shore Orthopedic University Associates. For 35 years, the region's leader in orthopedic care. From minimally invasive hip and knee replacement to sports medicine arthroscopic surgery to complex hand, foot, and ankle procedures, the surgeons of Shore Orthopedics will personally get you back to the top of your game. Shore Orthopedics. Offices in Summers Point, Galloway, and Cape May Courthouse. Visit shoreorthodox.com or call 609-927-1991. Shore Orthopedics, getting you back to what you love to do.
Back at halftime, Mainland leading it 7-0 over Absegami. Thanks for tuning in to Mainland Football TV. First time that I've mentioned it, but had a pretty solid representation over on the far sideline of traveling Mainland football fans coming out to see the undefeated Mustangs. And OB, it's before we talk about this game right now, and this Independence Division, on paper it looks like Mainland, Absegami, and Ocean City are the three teams to look out for. So this game right here, even though it's week 1 for Absegami, is going to set the tone for who the lead dog is.
Oh, right. Mainland's going to have whoever ends up winning this game, let's put it that way, is going to have some real competition for this division. Ocean City just at last check was winning 26-0 over another divisional foe, EHT. So it's. I say the winner of this game has the inside track, but doesn't have it locked up by any stretch of the imagination. It's way too early for that. But, it is something. And like we touched on, Mainland went undefeated against last year. Mainland went undefeated against traditional Cape Atlantic League schools. They were 6-0. And that's something that they take pride in, we struggled a little bit against some of the teams outside of this area. 2-3, not good enough. But Mainland wants to keep that trend going. They want to keep, beating the teams that are Atlantic, Cape May, Cumberland County, that are on the Cape Atlantic League for other sports. This is one of those games that they want to keep winning.
And right now at halftime, the Mustangs up 7-0. It was a Jabril Mace touchdown run on the first drive of the game. Mustangs got it on their own side of the 50-yard line and just marched it down the field. 8 Mace runs. There were a couple other runs in there as well. I think Graziato had one and Jaquan had one and an incomplete pass, and that was the drive. And it ended up with a Jabril Mace touchdown, his the only score of the game. And OB, talk to us about the numbers that he put up in that first half.
Yeah, he was impressive. We talked about it. 18 carries for 88 yards and 2 quarters of play. That's an average of about 5 yards a carry. That's a kind of really impressive numbers. The really impressive number is 18 carries. This kid's a freshman.
36 carries.
And you're leaning on him, and you had 34 plays, and you gave him the ball more than half of them. So
I really would have guessed that it was more. I really would have guessed it was more like 60%.
Yeah. And that was impressive. Mainland finishes the first half with 171 yards of total offense. Absegami had 37. As we said, Mainland had 34 plays. Passing, Mainland 4 for 11 for 28 yards. Absegami 2 for 12 for 29 yards. Mainland had 143 yards rushing. Absegami had 8. As we can see here, as we move down, 10 first downs for Mainland, 3 for Absegami. I'm just taking a look here.
So the Mustangs dominate statistically, mostly because they've shut down Absegami so thoroughly on defense. But on the scoreboard, it's 7-0, right?
It's just 7-0.
Game changes in an instant.
This game is not at all being dictated by one team or another. Like we said, Absegami had the big play, the fake punt, and then the big play, and they were in business down here. And Mainland was fortunate enough to put some pressure on the quarterback and get an interception that led to that last drive. But you're right. I think for Absegami it was really important to stop that last possession there and to keep Mainland out of the end zone. I think that gives them a little bit of a spark going into the second half, and it's something they can build on. So and Mainland's had some penalties. I haven't.
That's right. Absolutely. The second drive was absolutely
let's pull that
torpedoed by the penalties.
Yeah.
And then I want to ask you something about, we'll tie it into preseason and all that after you tell us about the penalties.
Yeah, the Mainland had 4 penalties for 23 yards, and Absegami only had 1 for 5. And 2 of those penalties was lineman downfield, which I'm sure there's a group of guys getting yelled at right now about that.
Right.
Because that's just something that imagine if they completed that pass. Now you're taking 7 points off the board because you're not being disciplined enough to not go downfield. So you really got to hammer home, when you make a play call and your quarterback's rolling out, you have to stay in that 2 or 3 yard radius, and you got to get your head on a swivel. And you see him run, then you can go downfield, but you got to stay in that little area on the line of scrimmage, and you can talk to the ref even. If you get called twice for it. I don't even think there was any question about these 2 penalties because they were a good 5, 6, 7 yards down the field. But you can talk to the ref and say, how much do I have? Well, I'll give you 3 yards. I'll give you a step over 2 or whatever that is.
Right.
And you got to be really focused in on that because you cannot. Like I said, if that was a touchdown and that has to break, there's nothing worse than getting called for a penalty when your team return,
and a penalty that you don't have to commit.
Right.
It's not. It didn't help.
And you're
the
right
play.
because he was over here on the other side of the play. The play was to the other side of the field, and it's I don't want to say it, but it's kind of a lazy penalty. You have got to stay focused in on your job each play, even though you don't have anything to do on it. Maybe you're the right tackle and the play's going all the way to the left. You still have to be focused on what your job is to do, and most of the times, what you shouldn't do is more way to put it.
And the Absegami marching band is poised in this position here. They're about to go, but the poor flag girls out here just their arms up. They've been stuck in that spot for 90 seconds here. Let's go. Trombone people in front of us. Okay, here we go. About to get it going. And they're out of time. 8:27 to go, it says, before third quarter.
We listen. Games stop until the home band is done their performance. That's
as it should be.
Yeah, that's always the.
Hey, I rolled up here at 4:00. No football players. No soccer players. The band was out there. Yep. Absolutely, going through their paces, yes. and they worked all week for this.
Yes.
So that's actually kind of cool. I do like to, when we can, show the band, whether it be the Mainland band or, in this case, the Absegami band. And I'd hate to call this a reward for their hard work because they don't know that they're on Mainland Football TV. But anyway, pleased to bring it to you. My name is Mike Wolverton. I'm joined by Mike O'Brian. They call him OB. And he's got all the stats for us. Hey, let's talk about it this way. So Mainland had a game under their belts already before coming in here today. Absegami did not. We saw the Philadelphia Eagles in game one, right? A team that had no preseason for a lot of their players.
Right.
It looked really bad in that first quarter, right?
Yeah.
Took them first half. Took them a half to get it going. Any chance that that's this situation with Absegami?
No, I don't think so. I think Mainland's defense is putting a lot of pressure on Ray Weed. He's had guys. He's been hit hard a couple times. He was slow to get up the one time. And they're like I made that point earlier. They're leaving 6 in the box. They're playing man to man, and they're blitzing them. And like Mike Tyson says, everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the face. Well, that's the thing. Like you can be ready with your good passing game. You can have the perfect play called, but if you have a helmet in your chest, it's a little more difficult to do that.
Hey, that's a really good point.
Yeah. I like to quote Mike Tyson. Did I get up this morning thinking I was going to quote Mike Tyson during this broadcast? Probably not, but he has a couple of good ones.
Hey, we got 10 games here this year. We'll see how deep his quote library goes. We'll bring another one next week.
I will.
A different one, all right?
I will.
But I like that one, right?
Yeah,
everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
That's you can use that in combat sports, boxing, football. Anytime there's a little physicality to a sport, you can use that one, And I think that's all that is. I mean, Absegami prepared for the season. They practiced, they trained, but at no point did their coach ever have guys, hitting their quarterback in the chest as he's throwing it, or even just grabbing his arm when he's throwing it, or pulling him down when he's throwing it. So that's, you got to get used to that. And right now, they're very good coaches. They're in there making adjustments. And early on they were rolling him out, and I would imagine they're going to continue to try to do that. But the thing is, Mainland's when he's rolling out, they're coming. It's almost like when they see him rolling out, they're coming with certain personnel. They're coming at him.
Yeah, he has not rolled out and had time.
Right.
At all. Right.
And he had the one play where he cut it back up, had like a big 30-yard gain and a first down, but there you go. But he got hit hard on that play again. So there's your quarterback. He's coming in to this season coming off a shoulder injury from last year. And so that's something you want to take into account as you call your plays too. But, yeah, I would imagine they're going to roll some pockets. I feel, they haven't had much success running the football. That's another thing.
They haven't tried.
Yeah.
They haven't really tried. They tried a little bit.
You really have to find – and that's probably what they're doing. They're probably finding some run plays that can – like some traps. Like Mainland's got their ears peeled back, and they're coming up. Like that's perfect for a fullback, trap, to your single setback. You get them coming up field, and you run the ball right under them for big chunks of yardage. That's probably something that they're going to put on their play sheet.
And that helps the rest of your play, right? That
Absolutely.
takes the pressure off Weed, right?
Absolutely.
Mainland's got to look out for something else.
Absolutely.
We are at halftime. It is Mainland 7, Absegami nothing. We got a few minutes to go before the second half begins. We'll have a word from our sponsors, and then we'll just come back and allow. You know what? We'll wait on the commercials, and we'll just let you, for the moment, enjoy the Absegami band. And we will be back in 5 or 6 minutes with the start of the second half. You're watching Mainland Football TV.
Braves. Let's give them a hand on a wonderful performance. And now, your 50-50 winner, the holder of this ticket, should report to the press box to receive your $120 if you have ticket number 7, 4, 8, 6, 5, 2, 3, 7, 4, 8, 6, 5, 2, 3. Come get the money. We have a winner. We have a winner. Come and get their money. Who's got that ticket? Congratulations to the lucky winner. Congratulations, young lady.
She's giving it to the cheerleader.
That is a very kind gesture. I've just been informed the 50-50 winner will be donating the proceeds to the Absegami cheerleaders. How about a hand for that kind of generosity? Bravo! Now the Absegami football team coming out to loosen up. And we're about ready for second half football. Earlier this evening, the Absegami girls volleyball team defeated Oma 2 games to 0. Congratulations, volleyball. I've just been informed.
Oh no, they moved over there.
Of 2019
Good job, fellas.
has returned and is in the stands this evening. Let's all welcome Mr. Johnny Key. Absegami Braves will be kicking off to the Mainland Mustangs. Mainland will be receiving the ball on the north end of the field and proceeding south. Adrian Filipina kicking off with Absegami.
We're back with the third quarter action, just about set to get started. Mainland Mustangs football on Mainland Football TV. The Mustangs are going to get the ball to start the second half. It is 7-0 in a closely contested first half. Jabril Mace scored the touchdown. Brady Panis added the extra point. I'm Mike Wolverton along with Mike O'Brian on the call. Mustangs looking to defeat the Braves in this Independence Division matchup. Kickoff is away. It's very short, and a fair catch called for and made by the Mustangs on the near sideline. Good job knowing the rules. That's Beretta, right? Not everybody knows that you can fair catch a kickoff.
Right, and he even if he did, he went down, gave himself up, and Mainland will get really good field position here at the 35-yard line.
Mustangs in the huddle on the far sideline. The lights are on. The sun has gone down. Man, in that first quarter, it was blazing right at us. But now we got true nighttime football as we approach, gosh, I don't know what time is it, 7:40? 7:20 it is only. Wow, getting dark earlier every day as the sad encroachment of winter comes on. But right now we got the Mustangs taking over 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Graziato with Jabril Mace split out to the left, now comes back and gets final instruction from Graziato and tells him, go right, no, go left, no, stay behind me, and I'll just give you the ball.
At that point, if you're Absegami, all right, so listen to this. If the play doesn't involve him, why does he need to be told? Okay, so I always coach your defensive players. If the quarterback's grabbing someone, he's going to be involved in the play. And here, it's not a big, it's not a big
shock,
yeah.
right? But right, right. If the player was not involved in any way, there would be no reason. Oh man, so that big play is going to be nullified by a penalty. So
yeah, another penalty for Mainland.
Right off the bat, exactly what you talked about. One of the things that it wasn't a ton of penalties. It was 4 penalties, but it killed that second drive. And here, third quarter, first play, you gain 12 or 13 yards. You got a first down? No, you don't. You got 2nd and 20. So most of the yardage picked up by the Mustangs has been on the ground, and with a ground attack, those penalties are more hurtful.
Way too many penalties right now. I guess that's their 5th penalty of the game. But more importantly, it's 4 more than the other team. The other team's playing more of a crisp game penalty, discipline-wise.
All right, we're going to try Mace off tackle on the right side. Cuts back inside. He's got some room. Picks up a lot of yards. He's got 15 or so.
And there's another penalty flag on the field.
Well, that's in the backfield, and that looks like
it could be another holding situation for Mainland.
And the offensive linemen are looking around and throwing their arms in the air. I think they've got another one. Now, I'm not the guy that only names the offensive linemen when there's penalties, so we're not going to do that now.
No, we don't do that.
Those guys have opened some holes these last 2 plays. The plays have worked, illegally so.
We'll see where they spot the ball here.
Well, it sounds like that second drive where it was 1st and 30 or something, and Mainland looking at a similar situation here. And it is awfully difficult, as good as Jabril Mace has been, it's awfully difficult to pick up 30 yards in 3 plays.
Yeah, Mainland will have a 1st and 28, and the ball's at the 17-yard line. Do you have a 28-yard play in your book? Probably not. You're going to, probably look to try to run the football and not hold anybody.
Yeah. They've done it there. Left tackle. Play goes for a couple of yards. And mild gain for the Mustangs. We've played a minute in the third quarter. Mainland on top 7-0. The defense has been excellent for the Mustangs.
One of the things the exceptional play of Jabril Mace does for Mainland with a lead it eats clock. When you have a great running back, when you're feeding your running back, when you're doing well because he's chunking yardage, you're also controlling the game with the clock.
Graziato in the shotgun. He's got Mace to his left. Hands him the ball again, and Absegami ready for that. No yardage up the middle, and the Braves stuff him, led by number 55, Jaden Hall. So now 3rd and a lot. Where's the quick kick punt?
Third and 24. I expect what I talked about earlier.
That trap.
The trap, or they have run the screen twice today. Once they completed it, and the other time he had to, if you remember, he had a guy. Graz had a guy in his face, and he had to throw it on the ground quickly. So it's a situation where for a trap here or a screenplay.
3rd and 25. Single wide receiver split out to the right and left. It's a handoff to Mace. Running right. Got some yardage and tripped up. Fumble. Ball on the ground. If players reacted as if there was a fumble. Absegami players are pointing in that direction as if they've got it. Let's see what the referees say. It is Absegami football. Number 34, Isaac Ingram, is the man that comes out of the pile with the football as Mace fumbles on 3rd and long. Here's the short field for Absegami. They had nothing going at all on offense in the first half. They're going to start off on their opponent's 32-yard line with their first drive of the second half, looking for their first points of the year.
Yeah, that's not a good. It's not something good for Mainland right there. Couple of penalties, pushed them back, 2 straight holding calls, and now a fumble. Not the kind of start that Chuck wanted in the second half here.
Let's see what Ray Weed and what adjustments Scuderi and the coaching staff have made. They get the ball out quickly here. Pass caught, and the Mainland defense is ready. Is that Moreno?
Moreno, number 3, yep.
Nice tackle. The catch was made by Jaden Stanley. And very little gain. In fact, a loss of yards on the play.
A loss of 4 on the play.
So, how many yards did you have Absegami for in the first half? 37?
37 or so, yeah.
And 25 or 30 of them were on that one pass play to Marcucci.
Right.
And the Mainland defense starts off strong. Pullman on the line there along with Epstein. And Coleman also joining. Weed takes the shotgun snap, backing up. He's going to try the screen pass. Sniffed out by the Mustangs and brought
really
down.
nice play there.
That is number 58 on the tackle. I think that's Coleman. Sorry, Chris Campbell on the tackle for the Mustangs. Great job sniffing out that screen. We can see it here, right? It's obvious that quarterback drops back like that. Obviously, he's going to lift it over, but not always so easy to see on the field. And the Mustangs really sniffed it out. Gain of 0. 3rd and 13, 3rd and 14.
3rd and 14. Yeah, that's what they're going to do now. Mainland's been pinning their ears back, coming at the quarterback. What you want is some screens, some middle screens, some quick hitches to the outside. That's how you beat it, and that's what they've made some adjustments, obviously, at halftime.
High snap. Weed fields it, throws it high over the middle. He's got a man open. Overthrow.
Well, he had the receiver streaking down the middle of the field wide open, and Mainland's very fortunate there that the ball was thrown over his head and incomplete, or we'd be looking at an extra point to tie the ball game up.
That's McLaughlin, who was open over the middle, and like you said, a little bit fortunate. They had one pass on that first series where they had a man over the middle, and Weed overthrew him, and he did again there. And the Mustangs hoping that Ray Weed doesn't start to get the feel here in the 3rd and 4th quarters. It's a 4th and 14. They're going to go for it. High and deep. The only man there is Brandon Batts. Hey, that's where you gotta drop that, right?
Well, you get it at the 20, yeah.
We talked about it in the first half, but that's great job, Brandon Batts. If Mainland wins this game and the yardage doesn't matter, it's an interception in the tally. And you can't. It's hard to tell the players don't catch that ball. But the smart players and the seniors might know that they're giving up 15 yards.
Yeah, that's a stat. That's a stat pattern. I'll
you let them have that.
I'll let them know about it. Yeah.
Oh, you let them know about it. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I'll mess with them.
I was thinking you might say that. Hey, you got to let those guys. You got to let them. You got to.
I'll let Brandon know about that. That's definitely.
So the Mustangs take over at the 20-yard line. 7-0. We've got 7:25 to go in the third quarter. Speaking of quarters, yes, when I changed the scoreboard from first quarter to second quarter, I did notice that I had written quartert, and that the entire first quartert said quartert. But we fixed that, so we're just playing quarters here, and we're in the third quarter. 7:25 to go. Handoff to, I assume that's Amir Vick. I'm sorry, I assume that's Jabril Mace.
That is Jabril, yep.
Yep, we haven't seen anybody else in that backfield. Jaquan Mace got a carry in the first half. And here's a penalty, but on the far side of the field in the defensive backfield.
We'll see. Boy, I'll tell you what, if this is on Mainland again, Chuck Smith has got to be straight up beside himself, either at his own team or the refs. Pick him. But
this is a game where
it's a face mask, and that'll be added. Or no, it was declined. I'm sorry, it was declined by Mainland. So the play will count. And the ball will go up to the 32-yard line, gain of 12 on the play.
I was starting to say that this is a game with the way the defense is played that Mainland has been in a position to take control of this game, and the penalties have stopped the offense from being able to do that.
Yeah, they're gonna have to play cleanly if they want to win this football game, Mike.
Throw out to the right is complete. Short gain as the receiver was stopped immediately by Absegami, but a gain of a couple. Ordilly makes the grab.
Yeah, Michael Ordilly ran a little stop pattern, got Mainland a nice chunk of yardage there. They get up to the 37-yard line, gain of 5.
So I think earlier I said something about a 60-minute game. Of course, high school football is a 48-minute game. But 48 minutes in the first game, 24 minutes in the first half, plus another 6 here. Mainland has not been scored on this year.
No, and
right?
you
putting
just
up zeros.
And you just jinxed them.
Yeah. Well, see, that's why I wanted to see how good they are, right? If they can fight through that jinx.
all right.
Then you know they're strong.
Sounds like a play. But,
you're right. I should wait to jinx it. It's 21-0 is a score.
I don't know if you know this, but we're dealing with a highly superstitious head coach.
Oh, okay.
And I gave one story last week, and believe me, I have just tons of superstition stories loaded in the holster for games that run on that have running clocks in the second half. I won't waste any now in a tight one.
That's been a good game.
It has, when it comes, the difference right now is this: the pressure that Mainland's put on Ray Weed. They've been in his face. They've hit him. And the other story is Jabril Mace. As we sit right here with 6:27 remaining in the third quarter, he has 23 carries for 110 yards, and we're just barely in the third quarter here.
Mainland has a second down, 2nd and 5. Graziato is in the shotgun. Man cutting across. I think that's Ordilly. Gets the handoff, has a yard or two before he's knocked backwards by McLaughlin.
He made
the rest of the Absegami defense.
Michael made that quick cut on that jet sweep is designed to come down the line of scrimmage, and you make that almost that cut straight perfectly up the field. And when he planted his foot, he slipped. So maybe someone needs to go clean his cleats off on that little board they have over there.
Third down and a long 4 for the Mustangs. Midway third quarter, 1 touchdown on the board. First quarter run by Jabril Mace. Ordilly's in motion. Graziato's going to keep it this time. He's got it was closed down pretty quickly. I thought he had some room to run. Absegami closed it down. He's going to be a couple of yards short.
Yeah, that's also one of Chuck's favorite plays on 3rd and 4.
Oh, they're going to go quickly here. 4th and 2. 4th and a long 1. Mainland lines up quickly. Direct snap. Absegami is there, and they stuff the 4th down play. The Braves coming up big on defense. And that play went nowhere for Mainland. They turn it over on downs. So there's another moment, right? There's been a couple of moments in this game where you say to yourself, okay, can Absegami take advantage of the break they've just gotten or the break they've created for themselves? Is this the spot where they can start getting something going? And aside from those couple of plays late second quarter, we haven't seen it.
And we've talked about the kicking game being something that it doesn't seem like he's completely confident in yet. I don't think we've seen them punt the ball at all this year. I don't even think they've, brought a punter into the game, and that might have been something right there.
Ray Weed, he's going to try it deep up the right sideline. Got a man, number 4, touchdown Braves.
And like that, Mike, the game is close to being tied here with 5:01 remaining.
Ryan Wilkins scores on the touchdown from Ray Weed, 7-6 Mustangs. Well, at the risk of incriminating myself, the jinx was in, I guess.
You jinxed them. It's all your fault.
I'll wear that. I've learned my lesson. I'm sorry.
But I like the mindset from the Absegami coaching staff. They get the big play to stop them on 4th and 1. What do you do next? Let's go up top and try to get some momentum in our favor.
For the tie. Kick is up, and kick is good. 7-7. And we get a tie ball game with 5:01 to go, third quarter.
Yeah, so we go back. We go back into the first half, but also here in the third quarter, mistakes again. On that first drive, they have big chunks of yardage by Mace on that first drive. Gets called back twice on holding penalties. Then on the 4th and 1, obviously they didn't block the way they should have blocked for that. And Graziato got no push at all, and he was stopped on the 4th and 1. So there you go. Right there is, some issues with blocking, a couple of penalties, and now all of a sudden we have a tie game, and you've given Absegami tons of momentum here.
That's right. Now Absegami feeling good about themselves.
I would watch for an onside kick or one of those little pooch kicks over the front line there.
Kicker is Jaden Hall. Kicks it up the sideline. It is fielded on bounce. It gets past Jabril Mace, picks it up, and he's tripped up. Nice tackle at the 15-yard line by the Braves. Big special teams play. Well, there's a flag, and it's right where offsides would be on the kicking team, which would be that'd be a bad penalty, right? Absegami just put Mainland in a hole, and they may have to re-kick it here.
Yeah, that's a really good kick in high school football.
Really good.
Because it puts the return man in a bind. Now, that ball could kick left to go out of bounds, and you're good.
It could.
But you really – because that's a live ball. No matter who touches it, it's a live ball. So it really puts the receiving team into a bind. It really puts the receiving team in a bind because he has to decide, should I go up and get it? So he made that decision, and you can't really tell him he's wrong.
He had to make a pretty good pickup to even field that ball after he got by him the first time. So a good break for the Mustangs as Absegami's going to re-kick it. They were supposed to get the ball at the 15-yard line, and we'll see what the field position difference ends up being.
Yeah, now you can let it go out of bounds.
All right, that thing went out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So that's first down for Mainland. They're going to get the ball all the way out of the 40-yard line, so it ends up being a 25-yard penalty.
Yeah,
it goes down in the books as one penalty for 5 yards, right? But it's really a 25-yard penalty. So good for Mainland.
That's a key break for Mainland, yeah.
And what I started to say, well, we'll get back to it when Absegami gets back on offense. Right now, it's the Mustangs in a tie game. Graziato is the quarterback. Splitting out wide to the left is Cook. Jabril Mace is the man in the backfield to the left of Graziato. Passes to Cook. Bubble screen. Gets through one man and fights off that second tackle. And it's a good gain for Jade Cook. Picked up 7 or 8 yards.
Yeah, just a quick little hitch pattern down the line of scrimmage.
And that accomplishes a couple things, one of which is it gets them off Jabril's Mace scent for at least a play.
That's exactly what it does. And the next time they come out in that formation, maybe you loosen up the line of scrimmage for Jabril to take the ball.
Second and 3 from the 47. Handoff to Mace. And the offensive line has allowed a little bit of penetration on some of these handoffs to Mace. There were 2 Absegami players in the backfield there, and Mace goes nowhere. He lost a yard. 3rd and 4.
Mike, I'm just kind of feeling the air right now, and I'm kind of feeling that Jabril Mace is going to break a big one.
Okay.
Maybe not right here, maybe not in the third quarter, but I just have a feeling that he has that big run that he's going to break for a touchdown.
Big play here, 3rd and 4. Mace gets the handoff, running to the right, cuts back inside, spins away from one tackler, fights for the yardage. He's going to be a little bit short, but they're going to set up a 4th and real short. They got a pretty good spot. It's possible. Well, I think they're going to be inches short anyway. But, man, that's right on the line. And Jake Cook.
Mainland just got a flag. I have a feeling that might be on the staff, or it could be a warning for the kids to get back. Sometimes they throw that flag over there.
Sideline warning, right?
That is a sideline warning.
Let's hope that's what it is.
Let's hope that's what it is. Could be.
Yep, not going to take any yardage away from the Mustangs, but here is another 4th down. This is inches to go right at midfield.
And Mainland's going to call a timeout and talk it over.
Was that for sure Mainland's timeout? I didn't see the signal.
Yes, it is.
So Mainland calls timeout. We got 3:04 to go, third quarter, in what is a tie game. Great game in the Independence Division. Another Independence Division game going on. I think Ocean City is beating Egg Harbor Township by a few. Yes.
We had some scores. They were up big on Egg Harbor Township in another divisional Independence Division game.
What was the last score we saw? I think it might have been 47.
47-0, yes.
Yeah. So Ocean City, one of the other favorites here in the Independence, off to a great start in that game against Egg Harbor Township. We are tied at 7. Mustangs facing a 4th and inches. And the entire offense huddled around the coaching staff over on the far sideline, getting the instructions for what they want to do with this play. Sam Epstein going to lead him out and take his position over the ball as the center. Graziato is in the shotgun.
Big play here.
DeMorat directly to his right with Mace behind. One wide receiver, Cook, to the near side. Handoff is to Mace. He's got it through the middle, and he's going to go the distance. You called it. It's a big play. Look around. Are there any flags? There are not. Touchdown, Mustangs.
Hey, man, how about the call, huh? Like 3 plays ago.
I jinxed him, and you, it's the reverse, the super
3
jinx.
plays ago. Listen, I've been doing this for a long time. This is like my 25th year covering high school football. And I can sense it in the air sometimes, Mike. I can just feel it. I can feel it out there. And I had to vocalize that feeling to all our viewers at home and to you right next to me. I had that feeling he was going to break one. He did. Mainland's up 13-7.
And once he was through the line, there was no catching him.
No.
Unless the turf monster got him, it did not. There is an Absegami player down. I don't know if it was on that play, but Jabril Mace goes for the touchdown. That is his 5th touchdown on the young season. 2nd today. Mustangs back on top by 6.
That's his 6th touchdown. He had 4 last week. His brother had 1. They had 5 touchdowns. He had 4. Jaquan had 1. He has 2 this week. He has 6 touchdowns. 35-0. That's 5 touchdowns.
Wow.
4 touchdowns
But
last
I thought
week.
Graziato didn't run one in, huh?
No.
They were all.
Yeah, he had a 2-point conversion run.
Okay.
That's what you're thinking of.
Okay. Sorry to see the Absegami player limping off as the Mustangs will come out for the extra point. Going to be Brady Panis to make the kick. Hold is down, kick is up, and
no good.
It's no good. Was that miss wide left? I mean, my eyes, I heard you talking last week about how your eyes are shot. My eyes are shot too, but
Yeah,
that was a solid kick.
I
thought it was
stopped
through.
trying. I stopped trying to figure out where extra points and field goals go like 3 years ago. So I know it wasn't any good.
Yeah,
I don't know whether it was wide left, who knows.
It's too high.
But Mainland takes the lead there, and let's quickly
Well,
let's update our viewers at home on the stats of Jabril Mace, our running back.
Right,
26 carries, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns. A freshman with 2:55 remaining in the third quarter here for Mainland is doing some really eye-opening stuff. The performance that you don't get to see every week in high school football, and he is making himself known to be one of the top players in all the West Jersey Football League.
160 something? Is that what you said?
163 yards.
Huh. He may get a couple more
26
carries
hours.
too as this game progresses.
And we're not even out of the third quarter yet.
This is Brady Panis on the kickoff. High kick to the far sideline, fielded by the Braves. Returner is cutting to his right, looking for this near sideline. Long way to run. Brown, he finally gets there, and he got a few yards. To make up for my previous mistake, Jacob Weeks was the other kicker, right, who had done some of the kickoffs. That time it was Brady Panis, so those guys have been switching back and forth as far as we've seen. Last game, this game, as far as who handles the kickoff duties. 13-7 is great, but gosh, that extra point miss, leaves you a little nervous, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and it's something we took for granted last year, and we're gonna have to deal with it this year.
So Absegami coming off their one touchdown, right? Their best play of the game by far, the touchdown.
One play drive.
This time Weed has time. He's looking deep again. Bats on the coverage. The pass is caught. Tackle made, and that receiver came back for the ball. The receiver for the Braves, Ryan
I can't
Wilkins.
quite see who's over there.
It's Ryan Wilkins, and the defender was Bats. So Wilkins is the guy that scored the touchdown. And they got him deep again. And I wanted to say, we saw it with the overthrow of McLaughlin. The best play that Absegami has had here has been the deep pass, right? Weed has missed a couple.
I'll tell you what, I don't know what they've done, but the last 2 plays, Mainland's had 0 rush at all. Ray Weeds had all the time he wanted in the backfield there to throw the football.
Ball's at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Weed. Now there comes the pressure, and he's sacked.
Yeah, Mainland wasn't going to let it happen 2 times in a row right there. They brought DeMorat. I think who got there was
it may have been Epstein, and it was a third Mainland player in the vicinity.
52.
The loss is 8 yards, so it's a 2nd and 18. That's the way to stop a little bit of momentum. Now, the successful Absegami plays have been big pass plays, so something they can do. Weed back to pass again. They have, almost an opportunity for an interception there. Bats read the play, broke on the ball, cut in front of the receiver, and was in position, but high and a little bit hot to handle.
Little high, and the ball came flying out of his hand. I mean, that ball was zipping through the air right there.
So 3rd and 18 for Absegami. Mainland leads this by 6. We got a minute and a half to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, a little bit of it's been a slow third quarter. We got through the first half pretty quickly, but it seems like a couple more incomplete passes.
3rd and 18. Weed in the shotgun. The snaps have been better in the second half. This is a screen.
Oh,
it's picked off.
Picked off. That's
Drew DeMorat.
That's Drew
He
DeMorat.
may go. He's got one man to beat. DeMorat up the left side. He's going to try to cut back, and he's not going to get there. Knocked over. Good job by Absegami chasing him down. Big play by Drew DeMorat with the interception.
DeMorat did a really nice job. Mainland came on the play, and to Absegami's credit, they called a middle screen there. Mainland had 3 guys with their ears pinned back, But at the last second, DeMorat read it, stayed home in the middle, cut in front of the football, grabbed it out of the air, and he's down to the 18-yard line, and a big, big turnover for Mainland.
Mainland by 6 and a chance to add on. And that likely, well, could be the defensive play of the game, depending on how this one wraps up. Mainland going to take over at the 18-yard line. Boy, DeMorat was trying. He's going for that corner, but the man chasing him had a little bit too much speed, and they couldn't get a block on him and cut him off at the pass.
51-yard return.
Graziato, Mace to his left. Batts is on to provide some blocking. Mace spins in the hole, picks up a couple. We'll give him 2. Second and 8. Minute 4 to go. Third quarter, ticking away from Galloway Township. Two receivers left for the Mustangs. Wide receiver and an extra blocker to the right. Stretch handoff to Mace. Cuts back to the left. He is past a tackler and has got a, well, I thought he had a first down. He's going to be close, though. It's possible he's a little bit short. He's right around at the 8-yard line. Referee says move those chains. First and goal, Mustangs, in what theoretically could be the last play of the third quarter. They're going to wind that clock once the chains are set. Mustangs probably get one more play off before the end of the third. It is 13-7.
They could take their time here. Probably going to let the quarter go out.
Yeah, you're right. Now that the clock has started, the Mustangs, if they were going to run a play, would be up near the line of scrimmage right now. So they seem content. Well, maybe I spoke too soon. We got 14 seconds to go. See if they get this thing off. Batts joins Mace in the backfield with Graziato. First and goal. Handoff to Mace. Sees some daylight to the right. Quickly closed down by Absegami. And that is how the third quarter will end, with a 1-yard run from Jabril Mace. And players on both teams will now stick 4 fingers in the air to indicate the fact that the fourth quarter is going to belong to them. You got to come back and watch to see who is in fact right. Mainland knocking on the door, leading by 6 through 3 quarters. We're going to step aside for a word from our sponsors. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter. You're watching Mainland Football TV.
Shore Orthopedic University Associates. For 35 years, the region's leader in orthopedic care. From minimally invasive hip and knee replacement to sports medicine arthroscopic surgery to complex hand, foot, and ankle procedures, the surgeons of Shore Orthopedics will personally get you back to the top of your game. Shore Orthopedics. Offices in Summers Point, Galloway, and Cape May Courthouse. Visit shoreorthodox.com or call 609-927-1991. Shore Orthopedics, getting you back to what you love to do.
Mainland Mustangs with a 2nd and 7. They do not find pay dirt, so it's going to be a 3rd and goal for Mainland. Thanks for joining us. Fourth quarter, 13-7 Mainland, and they have an opportunity to make this a 2-score game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Chuck does here. They just missed the extra point, so this would have, if they don't get it here, this would be an extra point. They just had some problems with it. You know, yeah.
It's a decision he's not going to have to make if you punch it in here,
If you punch it in here, you take it right out of his – but he's thinking about it now. You can bet your bottom dollar that.
3rd and 4, 3rd and goal from the 4. Mustangs have Mace in the backfield. Handoff is to Mace. Up the middle. He reaches for it, but he's going to be short.
All right, now you're in a position where you just tell your offensive line, who's been doing a great job all game, to blast off, come off and blast off the ball and blow them into the end zone, and there's no problem.
Okay. I'm with you.
So it's not like you got to come up with a play. You got to be creative. You got to be interesting. You don't. You need to put your power team in. I'm sure you'll see a couple of upbacks right on the guard's butts, and you might not even see Graziato under center. You might still see him. He might shorten his split up a little bit, come closer to the center's butt, and he gets that split second. When you're back there, you get that split second to kind of see, can I slide in here? Do I have to go outside a little bit? And that's probably what they do here, but you never know.
So the reason for the delay is there's an injured Absegami Brave on the turf. Let me play devil's advocate for a second. 3 points would be nice.
Yeah, it would. And I have a feeling.
I agree with you. I think from the 1 yard line here.
If it's 14-7 here and they made that extra point, he might do it.
Right.
But now you're telling, a young kid in his second ever varsity game kicking, putting a lot of heat on him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I agree with you.
This is also probably a scenario they've gone over. They've talked about what if at halftime. That's the kind of things you talk about. All right, what happens when we miss an extra point, and we're on that 6. We're on that up 6, down 1, up 6, down 1. They probably have some sort of a game plan devised for that occasion.
Probably, but man, those halftimes go quick, don't they?
Yes.
There's all these things you want to talk about.
Well, I'm sure that they have that in their seasonal game plan. They have kind of a mindset what they're going to do in those situations. And like I said, Drew Demorat's in the game here.
Up the middle to Mace, waiting for the signal. Mainland signals
And
yes.
he's
The
in.
referee signals yes, he's in. Jabril Mace, touchdown number a lot on the season. It is 19-7.
Jabril Mace in for his 3rd touchdown of the game.
Mainland up by 12.
That's what we talked about. They went with that formation with Demorat in as the H-back. Graziato didn't keep it. He gave it to Mace.
And Absegami didn't make it easy, right? He didn't gain a lot, but they only needed 1. Now they're going to go for 2 here to try to make it a 14-point game. What is this, the swinging gate? Is that what that's called? Graziato is going to end up throwing it, and he was buried. He didn't get a good throw away.
Incomplete on the 2-point.
Yep, 19-7 is the score. So a missed extra point. They try to make up for it with the 2. Don't get it. It's a 12-point margin. Now, the way this game has gone, you say, well, Mainland's mostly controlled Absegami. 12 points looks like a pretty good lead, but Ray Reed has Absegami's figured a little something out, right? They figured out how to throw deep and get a couple of completions here, and we'll see if Weed can keep it rolling.
Yeah, what Mainland can't do here is they have to continue to play the defense they have. I know in this situation, they got beat on 2 big plays, okay? 1 for a touchdown, 1 for a big gain. But the way that they've been putting pressure on Weed, they have to continue to do that. Now, what they do behind that may change, but it is imperative that the Mustangs continue to get into the face of Ray Weed, even with a little bit of a cushion. I won't even say a comfortable lead because it's not a comfortable lead.
No.
It's a little bit more of a cushion. It's some breathing room, but you have to continue to rush the passer, make things difficult for him, and you also have to have the discipline. No late hits.
Right.
No hits below the knees or heads or anything like that.
High kickoff fielded at this 18-yard line by Absegami. Running left is Brown. Stutter steps along the sideline, ends up getting hit by Amir Vick right along the line and knocked out of bounds. I said that was Brown. It's not. It's Jaden Stanley on the return for Absegami. So now is the time where we get to start watching the clock. 10:35 to go. And, you can get real confidence against some of these teams that they have to run the ball, right? They're going to have to eat up a ton of clock in order to put together a drive. Not the case with Absegami, right? They can go quick, and Weed is going to try to do that. He's got 2 wide receivers split off to the left, 1 to the right, man in the backfield as well, and 1 in the slot to the right. I missed. Weed has the shotgun snap. Throws near side, complete, short gain, wrapped up. by the man on the sideline. That is Sean Bradley over there on the sideline defending that pass. And a gain of a couple. Give him a yard. 2nd and 9. So the snaps have been better, right? In the first half, Weed was getting thrown off a little bit because the snaps were over his head, left, right. The snaps have been good since then, so they figured that part of it out. Weed got it, looking left, throwing it up, nobody there. Nobody home, and a little
miscommunication there. I think we thought he was this receiver down here, number 17, was running a go route up the sidelines. He stopped to curl in, and the ball went way over his head, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
3rd and they've got it as 8 on the scoreboard. Oh, that's fine with me. 3rd and 8. The referee's moving the ball. Oh, sorry, put it there. Okay. It's not where the marker is on the far. Well, maybe it is. I'm not going to try to referee from the booth. That's no fun. 3rd and 8. Weed drops back. Has to roll a little bit right. May think about running. Now he is going to throw. Ball is incomplete.
And, Mainland has dropped some more people back there now. They've taken a 12-point lead, and instead of bringing 5 and 6 guys, they're bringing 3, a 4th sometimes, and they're dropping more people back into coverage, which is the logical thing to do. But they still continue. They have to continue to pressure Weed.
Wondered for a minute with 9:44 to go, down 12. Absegami, whether they were going to punt or not, but it does look like they brought the punt team on. Now, we've already seen one fake. The punter is the quarterback,
right.
So real easy to fake for
right.
Absegami.
What Mainland's going to do in this situation is keep their first team defense on the field. Drop a safety back, Jaquan Mace, and they're just going to play defense up front. 10 guys are going to play defense and stay home. They're not going to look for he probably has a call on him to make a fair catch no matter what. So Mainland's not going to be fooled again. So
now this may be a little thing, but the confusion there about bringing the punt team on late, and they had to call timeout. Absegami just burned a timeout on a punt. Now maybe they are huddling up and trying to figure out some crazy fake, but that timeout may be a timeout that they regret taking if they need to stop the clock late in this one. It's a 12-point lead for the Mainland Mustangs as they try to win on the road in the Independence Division and open up 2-0 after going 8-3 last year under head coach Chuck Smith. A playoff. It took the eventual champions, Shawnee, to knock Mainland out of the playoffs last year.
Yeah, it's something like we talked about, having a good team and having a good program. Last year, we had a good team. Now this year, we have to take that good team and make it into a strong, good program, and that's not a one-season thing. I'll tell you what, Jabril Mace is doing his job to help us do that right now tonight.
Right. His brother Jaquan, the senior, back to receive this punt. I think you're right. They're just playing this like defense, and he is going to throw, lofting it up along the left sideline.
That's it, incomplete pass. And Jaquan Mace came over from a single safety receiver position to kind of be there. It was going to have to be a really perfect throw, and it wasn't, and Mainland's going to take over in business.
And as much as they were waiting for something like that, it looked like it had a chance that play, right? It looked like it
really did. And I think that's why Absegami called the timeout. They got up to the line of scrimmage, saw how Mainland was going to cover it, then called the timeout and then put the route in. Or let's get everyone over to the other side. Let's go one-on-one with this kid. And what Mace did as the receiver on that punt was good. He saw that there was going to be a fake, and he made a beeline to that streaking receiver. So if he did make the play, it was going to be a one heck of a catch and a pass.
You remember that time was Buddy Ryan had the punter throw it high in the air to make it look like a punt, but it was really a throw?
Right. Remember that? That's a good call.
This is Graziano handing off to guess who? Jabril Mace. He is weaving his way through tacklers, dragged a guy a couple of extra yards, and managed to pick up, about 8 yards. Definitely positive yardage, and keep that clock running for the Mustangs.
Mike, I've been around this game covering Mainland for over 20 years, And very rarely have I ever seen a freshman be the best football player on the football field. And tonight, that's what we're seeing. He's completely dominating this game tonight. Another big run to the 27, another 11-yard gain for Jabril.
He's got 3 touchdowns in this one. He's approaching, not quite, not approaching, but nearing 200 yards.
He's going to. He's just. He's going to continue to get the football here as this clock winds down. No reason Mainland to throw the football at all, and they're going to use all their clock too.
Handing it to Mace, met in the hole and dragged down by the Absegami defense. They have seen enough of Jabril Mace in this game. They're tired of it.
Yeah, Mainland's going to let that clock, just keep that clock ticking.
I don't see a play clock anywhere on the field, so I guess it's the
no, and
referee just calls
has
it.
Changed. The play clock has changed this year. It's changed to when it starts. It starts after the play is over with. They do not wait for the ball to be set anymore.
Okay.
I have the fortune to work with an official at the post office, and he's informed me of that's the new change. I think there's an extra 5 seconds in there, but it starts after the play instead of when the ball.
Clock has ticked down to 8 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Mustangs by 12 with the ball. Handoff is to Jabril Mace, running to the left. Has to stop and cut it back. Not a lot of room there that time, but it's another carry. Another yard maybe for Mace. But it's going to bring up a 3rd and long. Mustangs are inside the 30.
It'll be interesting to see what they do here. They want to keep the clock going. They do want to continue. I think it's 4-down territory, so they probably will just run the ball.
Yeah, I like the run, right? Just keep the clock running.
Yeah.
Right? You throw it up with a 12-point lead. You're now 7:20 to go. You can take another 40 seconds or 35 seconds off the clock. And no reason to think that Mace can't pick up your 7 yards anyway. Or Graziato, as it may be. A couple times here they've positioned Mace out as a wide receiver, and then he comes in motion. We'll see. This time it's Jaquan in motion, and Graziato is going to keep up the middle.
Now all sorts of flags. I think Mainland moved.
Yeah, when they stop the play, that's almost always a false start.
Yeah. So, again, something we're talking about here, not something Chuck's going to be very happy about. The penalties, too many, and he's going to let them know about that.
See, now this, I hate this rule. That works for Mainland right here, but they just ran a bunch of time off the clock. They commit a penalty, and they get to run another 30 seconds. The clock runs again.
Well,
the clock should stop.
Once they count off, since the clock was already running.
Right, but it's Mainland's penalty, right? Why should they get the benefit of running another 30?
Well,
it's still third down.
Once they get the ball set, they can do that.
I'm just saying that's a bad rule, right? That disadvantages Absegami for Mainland.
I see what
penalty.
you're saying.
Yeah.
When the penalty's in the offense, it should stop the clock.
Absolutely. Here's Graziato to throw. Got a man wide open. That's Cook. He's grabbed from behind. He is going to have a first down.
He was wide open, wasn't he?
And Cook and Graziato, the combination coming up big here on a 3rd and 12. Moves the chains, keeps the clock moving, and like we both said, we should throw it.
Yeah, like I said, he went to a play where he was going to read Jake. If Jake was open, he was going to throw it. If he wasn't open, and he was wide open, by the way. I could see Zach pulling it down and running the ball. So a lot of the times, he'll give him the play call and give him a one read. He'll say, "Look at Jake. If he's not open, run it." In these situations, a lot of times that'll happen.
This is a 1st and 10 from about the 12-yard line.
Right.
So they can get a first down inside of the 2. Graziato going to hand it off to Jabril Mace. Running up the middle is knocked down. He got positive yardage. Got it inside the 10 to maybe the 8. And that clock now continuing to run under 6 minutes, 5:48 to go. Mainland 19 and Absegami 7. Graziato all the way over to the far sideline to get instructions from the coaching staff. So we're on the road this week. Absegami. Some circumstances are heart and soul. Dave Klemick not with us tonight. He's going to be back next week. We're going to get the wireless microphone sorted out. We're going to be interviewing Coach Smith and all that. Meanwhile, I'll get back to that later. Meanwhile, this is a 2nd and 8 play for the Mustangs. Mace running to the left. He's got room. Cuts it back. Sniffing the end zone. Flag is down.
Another flag. And if this is on Mainland, I'll tell you what, Chuck's not – it looks like we might be able to sneak out of here with a win, but Chuck's going to have plenty to talk about. And I know that a lot of times there's a lot of good fields on Friday night, they get to come in a little extra late on Saturday. I doubt that's going to be the case tomorrow. Way too much, and that penalty is on Absegami, by the way. So,
the speech. Yeah,
I know, but still,
yes.
Without a penalty there.
So the penalty is on the Braves. And it's going to march the Mustangs a little bit closer. I think it's going to set them up with a first and goal.
The game was 7 on the play. He went to the 2-yard line, and then Absegami got called for a penalty, and it's half the distance. So Mainland will be at the 1-yard line right now with 5 minutes on the dot remaining in the game, up 19-7.
Opportunity for the Mustangs to put what you would think would be the icing on the cake if they can punch it in here from the 1. I imagine you might see number 4 get the carry.
Yeah, probably.
No,
it's brother Jaquan. He's in for the touchdown.
So
once again, this weekend, the Mace family, the Mace family gets all the touchdowns.
3 for Jabril, 1 for Jaquan, and it is 25-7. That was a score of Mainland's playoff game last year. This time the Mustangs on the positive end as we got a new holder on the extra point team. Too many papers and too many rosters. Panis is the kicker. The holder is Noah Torres. Kick is up, plenty high, and right through the middle. So Panis is 2 for 3 on extra points today. And the score is 26-7, Mainland. So Mustangs going to be home again next week. We'll have it for you here on Mainland Football TV. Who's on the schedule next week?
Cherry Hill West.
Oh,
we have Cherry
man.
Hill West. Cherry Hill West next week. A really fun week planned. We're going to honor the 2008 12-0 team and the 1989 10-1 team.
Oh, cool.
A team that I happen to be on.
Nice. What'd you play?
Tight end and defensive end.
All right. What was your number?
19.
I don't give 19s to defensive ends very often.
Nah, well, I was especially a backup.
All right.
Yeah, you're not going to get any Dave Klemick stories out of me. I was on the punt team. I was on
you mean you're not going to get any stories talking about all the success, or you're not going to tell stories about Dave?
I was just. You want to talk about basketball? We
Okay.
can come back and do some basketball games.
Okay.
But yeah, I was just a basketball player playing football on some special teams. I didn't have any records for people to break.
This is Weeks with the kickoff. That's a good one. All the way over to the sideline, and it stays in bounds. So Absegami's going to have to pick it up. Mainland kick coverage team is all over the returner. Wow, that is a great kick by Weeks. They got him inside the 10-yard line. Right, and it's a fine line. Maybe that thing rolls and it rolls out of bounds and you get the penalty flag. But
once
when
again,
it doesn't.
That's what I was saying earlier. You put it in that spot on the field where you really put the returner in a bind. I can let it go. It can kick in the end zone for a touchback. It can kick out of bounds for a penalty. But what if it stays in bounds? Now I got to pick it, and you have a split second to do it. And it's a lot of times you see that in high school that they're not even going to try to kick the ball to a returner. They're just going to try to put them in the bind right there.
26-7 Mustangs. Fourth quarter, 4:45 to go. Ray Weed has the 1 touchdown pass to Ryan Wilkins. And that is the only scoring for the Absegami Braves in their first game of the year. Weed going to heave it up to the near sideline. And Vic had the receiver. He had him lined up and laid off him. Did a good job to not hit him when he didn't catch it.
He went up for the ball, but made sure that he didn't impede the receiver trying to get it too. It was more of a 50-50 ball, and it drops incomplete.
Second and 10 for Absegami. So this is my second year with Mainland Football TV. I didn't go to Mainland.
Right.
So I gotta stop short of saying we, right?
But you can, as long as you we need a ruling on that. I think you can because you're employed by us.
Okay. But it's the first. I feel it on this one. We owe Cherry Hill West. I went to Cherry Hill West last year. Oh,
Yeah,
man. That was a
Yeah.
game that Mainland coulda, shoulda.
Right.
And the Cherry, my kids go to Cherry Hill East, so already
Right.
West is bad news.
Right.
And then the press box people were not cool with us at all. They
No.
forced us out of the press.
Oh,
So
really?
man, we owe
Yeah,
Cherry Hill West bad.
Okay.
That's a grudge game.
Yeah,
for
we
me.
have two out of Cape and Langley Gary teams that really we owe one, and that's Cherry Hill West and Clearview. Clearview, we had a 17-0 lead in the third quarter
That's
and lost
right,
the game.
that's right.
Clearview had such a great team last year.
This is Marcucci on the catch. He's breaking through the defense. Marcucci is dragged down from behind. Big play for Absegami, and good job by the defense keeping him from springing a big one that went all the way. And guess it was Drew DeMorat trailing the play and grabbing that speedy receiver. DeMorat catches him from behind. 4:30 to go. Clock will stop on the first down. Weed in the shotgun. Couple
Yeah.
receivers to the left.
They're just playing. They're going to play some flag football now, Mike.
And that's a good play for that's a good result for Mainland right there. You give them the 5 yards and keep the clock running.
Yeah, it was exactly.
Now, of course, Absegami in a little bit more control. They can hurry up, and that's what they're trying to do with 4-0. Well, now 4 even to go. Big deficit to climb. 19 points behind. Weed going to throw right this time. Got it away quickly and through the hands of intended receiver Jaden Stanley. Brings up a 3rd and 4. So Cherry Hill West next week, that'll be a 6 o'clock game, and that's an out-of-conference game.
Right, it's an out-of-division game. It's still a West Jersey game, but they're in a different division. And they're also a school that really comes into the season kind of ticked off a bit because they had at the cut, I believe they were 5-3 or 6-2 at the cut and did not make the playoffs. And they were not happy about it. And I saw, some of their Twitter, they made some great points. But they were a team that, they had beaten.
Weed goes long. It's up for grabs, and Marcucci and Bats battle for it. Murphy there as well on the coverage, falls to the ground.
They were a team that had a couple of wins over some playoff teams, including us, and they had another couple quality wins, and they didn't get in. And they were not happy about it.
I say serves them right.
Yeah. But, they had some good points. I was reading some of the stuff they were on Twitter, and I kind of supported them, especially because when you factor everything in, I think Ocean City stole their spot. And, we don't want that.
This is a 4th down play. Snap is corralled by Weed. He's rolling to his right. Throws, got a man, and completes it at the 40-yard line. Out of bounds with the reception and the first down for Absegami.
Who is that over there? Number
I think that's
4.
That's Wilkins, the man who scored the touchdown. That's right. OB, man, we got all kinds of stuff going on up here. OB's doing the stats and the color at the same time.
See, I can do stats and color. Stats and play-by-play, not so much.
Too much. So Absegami keeps their drive alive. They'll actually mark it at the 39-yard line. Time ticking away, though. 3:17 to play. This is a handoff.
Wow.
Boy, that is
something
rare.
This is something we didn't see at all.
Yeah. Didn't get very far in Mainland. Pushing McKenzie backwards. And
that was
McLaughlin. I'm sorry, not McKenzie.
Who was that? 53 and 50 for Mainland.
We're excited. These run stuffers, like, I got to find. That's my chance. Get up there. And they've really only run the ball maybe 4 times in this game, as they are relying on the passing attack. And they really looked best when they went deep. Here's Weed on a 2nd down. Draw. Got some room, and now going to be forced out of bounds. Good job by the Mainland defense coming up. It's a short gain for Weed, and forced out of bounds by Mackenzie Murphy. on this near sideline. Once again, our sincere thanks to Edmunds Associates for sponsoring Mainland Football TV. Thanks very much also to Cook's Fencing.
Also, thank you to Absegami High School for having us here this week. A little tight up here, but very, very gracious hosts, and we thank them for that.
Absolutely. Weed. Got
Plenty
a
of
ton of room if he wants to run it. He
Right.
does run it. He'll
Gives himself up at the 27-yard line.
right after he got the first down. And he likes to throw, right? Enough of that running. Let's get back and throw.
Yeah. Well, especially he knows the clock. Once he goes past the line of scrimmage, he knows the clock's going to keep moving. So get down and get back into the get back to the line of scrimmage and call the next play.
Mainland is going to win this one. There's a minute 34 to go, up 19. Weed surveys the field, steps up in the pocket, dancing around, and they got him. Arena with the sack. And he got help there from number 52. There's no 52 on my roster. Who's 52? Oh man,
Hold on.
This is the
Hold
moment.
on. We'll
This
get
is
it.
the moment. We need to know.
Yeah, hold on.
It's weird how there's a few. Well, there's a few names on the roster that just don't have numbers. So I'm sure he's on our roster, just not with a number. So our apologies, 52. Good play though. OB's gonna get it.
I think I have it on mine. Hold on. 52 is Dom Barella.
Don Barella. Good job. Thank you.
Yeah, you need a copy of this one.
I need that one. Huh?
Yeah.
44 seconds to play. Ray Weed getting pressure up the middle from Arena.
That's
He almost
Arena
got it
again.
again. That ball,
And
well, Weed got it away. It was batted in the air. Chance for an interception. Ends up falling to the turf. Incomplete.
Yeah, Ben Arena was climbing up his back, and you got to give Ray Weed some credit here. He's shown a lot of toughness tonight. He's taken some hits. He's had guys clawing at him, pulling at him, hitting him. He's going to be sore tomorrow. I know he's a young kid. He's probably about 15, 16 years old. But 15, you could still be very sore when you're 15 and 16 years old.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Mainland has not made it easy on him at all.
No, Mainland's plan against them defensively definitely worked tonight. I had a friend text me today. What's their plan against them? I said, well, we're going to blitz and cover people. And that's basically what we did tonight.
Running for his life back there, and he's going to go down under the assault of the Mainland defense. Who is it this time?
That's Dominic Barella again.
Barella in there along with riding high up on you can't see the number guy. He's got that jersey all bunched up. That's the last play of the game.
That was 58.
58. Oh, that's Campbell. Chris Campbell along with Barella. And that is the final play of the game. A sack of Ray Weed. A clock hits double zeros. And Mainland has defeated Absegami by a score of 26-7. OB, a good game and a tight game, and it could have gone either way in that third quarter, and then Mainland pulls away.
Yeah, the game got tied. The game was tied 7-7. And it was anyone's ball game at that point. Okay, and at that point, Mainland had made some mistakes coming out in the third quarter. Some penalties ruined the drive. Then they don't get the early fourth down conversion. They fumble the ball away later in there. They weren't playing good football. It was 7-7. They got the football. They drove. They had another big fourth down. And then Jabril Mace broke the big play, as I called, by the way. Let me remind everyone, as I predicted.
See, I was gonna give you the credit. It always sounds better coming from someone else. Hey, you did, and that was the play of the game, right?
That
was the game that broke
and
the play open.
took control of that game from that point on, scored a couple more touchdowns, and they're going to win it 26-7 in a big, big win for Mainland.
We talked in the pregame about how the winner of this game is going to be in the pole position. Certainly not, but
inside track.
Going to have a leg up.
Yeah.
Ocean City with a big performance tonight, and they look strong. But hey, a point for Mainland and a minus for Absegami here. Absegami 0-1 in division.
Okay, so we're going to have final. I don't know if we can call these official stats.
Okay.
But here we go for. I'm just laughing because it's ridiculous. Jabril Mace, freshman, 14, 15-year-old kid, 36 carries for 205 yards
Wow.
for a 5.7-yard average, 3 touchdowns. Now, that is amazing. You know, for a kid that age, to get, more than the 205 yard, 36 carries.
Yeah.
He had 18 in the first and 18 in the second. That to me, and I know I'm a homer, that to me tells me this kid's going to be a special player.
Carrying the load, carrying the mail, if you will,
Yeah.
for the Mainland offense tonight. And there were a couple other things that happened. There was a nice third down pass to Cook, and Jaquan Mace had a touchdown. Graziano had a couple of runs, but man, really relying on Jabril Mace. And I guess if there's anything to worry about with that is that opposing defense might be able to key on him, and then what else you got? Develop the rest of it. So that'll be the chore in front of Chuck Smith and the rest of the coaching staff for the Mainland Mustangs. But right now they're just going to bask in the glory of having won this one against Absegami by a final score of 26-7. We're going to step aside one final time for a word from our sponsors. We'll come back and wrap this one up.
Shore Orthopedic University Associates. For 35 years, the region's leader in orthopedic care. From minimally invasive hip and knee replacement to sports medicine arthroscopic surgery to complex hand, foot, and ankle procedures, the surgeons of Shore Orthopedics will personally get you back to the top of your game. Shore Orthopedics. Offices in Summers Point, Galloway, and Cape May Courthouse. Visit shoreorthodox.com or call 609-927-1991. Shore Orthopedics, getting you back to what you love to do.
We're back. It's a final. Mainland wins it 26-7. Mentioned in the fourth quarter at one point that next week we'll have the heart and soul back. Dave Clemick will be there, and we'll get the wireless microphone and we'll get him on the field, interviewing Coach Smith after the game and grabbing other interviews if he can. We're not going to do that this game. So there you have it. 26-7 is your final score. 205 yards for Jabril Mace. I think he might be the player of the game. A really good effort on defense as well. Did I call it defense almost? On defense. For the Mustangs, putting a ton of pressure on Ray Weed. Demorat, a standout, along with a lot of others on that Mainland defense. And Demorat did have the big interception and long return. So that does it. Mainland wins it. They're 2-0. Congratulations to coaching staff and to the players. I hope the fans are happy. I think, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to say, everybody, we'll see you at Charlie's is what I'm supposed to say. I'm not going. But everybody else should do that. And thanks for tuning in. Golden Nugget, thank you. Shore Orthopedic, thank you very much. Cook's Fencing, Edmonds and Associates, thank you so much for your sponsorship of Mainland Football TV. It means a lot to the kids in the community, so it's great. Mike O'Brian, OB, he already left. He's off to who knows where he went. But he's gone. I'm out of here. Thanks to Riley Murphy, our cameraman. My name is Mike Wolverton. Thanks a lot for tuning in. We will catch you next week at home when the Mustangs host Cherry Hill West. One more time, the final score. Mainland Mustangs 26, Absegami 7. Thank you very much for watching Mainland Football TV.